Okay, I knew I'd be asked this question. Okay, so let's first look at the minis. Here you can see an ogre captain. Not an ogre captain, a chef, El Chefo, or a butcher, some may describe him, and then a captain. And then let me show you where they're from. I knew I'd be asked this question, so I even did even more prep. Hold on. Yeah, I even did more prep, and here you can see it's from Titan Forge. So there's that mini from Titan Forge, and there's that mini from Titan Forge. So they're from Titan Forge Games is where they're from. So even more prep done in this show, the most prep show ever. So they're pretty cool, right? There's a range of these minis. There's actually a range of these minis you can see here. There's a variety of different sculpts. You've got this guy. So open image, new tab. There you go. You can see it's a pirate. So that's obviously meant to be a Mournfang. This would be a pirate captain. So this would be your. This guy would be your guy. He'd be your Frostlord on Stonehorn, basically. Unfortunately, they don't do the whole range. So they did this release here. So let me just show you. They did this whole release, but like it's not a full. It's not everything that you can build. You can't build a whole army out of it. Unfortunately, they haven't got all of the range. So there's a bunch of other stuff that they have. Where like they've got their actual kind of, I don't know how to describe it, something. They've got an actual shop basically where they'll sell the rest of the, they'll sell the rest of the range. So there you can see like a Captain Man. You can see like a Hunter. They do the SDL for the Hunter, but they don't do the SDL for like the little grots, the cannon, or importantly, I think probably like the kind of like the bolt thrower, so this would be your like scrap launch or iron blaster. So it doesn't do either of those, which is a bit of a shame. But yeah, like it's pretty cool, right? Like so they're pretty cool. So then I'm just gonna paint the minis. So I've got the ogre. So I'm trying to be clever. So basically I'm going to paint an ogre. I slapchop some ogres, and then with the ogre release soon, right? Hit that algorithm at the same time. Don't come at me. Don't call it a comeback. Just hop in and say hello because we're busy today, but those look sick. Thanks, Budget Potter, and I hope you're well. Please look after yourself. Hello, Mr. Warhammer Rob. Hello. Hello everyone in the chat. I hope you're all good. All right, let's start. So I've pre-slapped. So we're going to pick my favourite paint, Fire Slayer Flesh. I love this one for Flesh. Super good. How did you invent those minis? Shit. Okay. Check out you aiming for algorithms. I know, right? I'm being clever. Right, so some of this paint, as you can see here, there's the paint. Now, okay, right. Get ready for some words. Apparently, what you're doing is you're establishing values, right? So a lot of people have said, this is me taking it seriously for a moment, a lot of people have said that what you're doing here, as you can see, right, is your zenithaling, which is not what's happening, right? Okay, because that is normally done from an angle, like so crossways. So you're going across, yeah, and it's very smooth. But as you can see here, at the top of this shoulder pad, like maybe it's shoulder bit where maybe you would go from, as you can see, yeah, right, there's some shadows instead of it being blocked out grey, and even you've got some mottled texture, right, and that creates a little bit more. It's just better. All right, I'm not trying to be pretentious. I'm trying to just genuinely explain it because I've learned this since the last time I did the video, right? So I'm just learning, right? Establish values 1 to 6, then paint by numbers, right? Tory Rob painting a peasant. Anyway, then I've put some contrast paints. Also, something else I've seen people not do. In the first tutorial video, which was a joke, I watered down the paints. Okay, I thinned them down. There you go. And I do that in the original tutorial, and then I paint it on. So, number 1, it's not a zenithal. Number 2, you then don't just put the contrast on. Jesus. And it also isn't zenithal unless it comes from Zenith, Who are these uncultured swine? Agreed. Yeah, Zenithal is a specific thing. So everyone who said that it was Zenithal is just wrong, and it's embarrassing that they were tweeting that or that they were doing other stuff, right? So there we go. So what we're doing is establishing values. I don't really know what that means either, but that's what we're technically doing. So now we've all learned something. Anyway, I'm going to use Fireslayer Flesh, yeah, because I'm doing an ogre. I did want to do him like a little bit more pinky, because he's like an ogre, right? But I might like go back over the top in a minute. So there we go, and then let's just do this. It's quite a brown. Fireslayer Flesh is quite brown, and I quite wanted my ogres to kind of have like more of a darker skin tone, simply put. And I don't really know why, but I really like Fireslayer Flesh at the minute. I much prefer it over like the pinker paints. So there we go. There we go, and I've basically already painted him fully. So I like, again, the thin down paint is much better than just having. And I've always thinned these down, even when pro painters have been like, "Don't thin down your contrast." And then I also thin it down with water because I like thinning it down with water. Okay, I don't really give a fuck about contrast medium. The water works fine. Okay, so like, who cares? And then you just paint by numbers. You can all see. Nice. You can all see. All right, we're laughing. We're into the laugh zone now. Laugh factory. Value contrast is light and dark bits compared with value you get with different colours. Thank you, Pershaw. There you go. Not using people's special words is making simple things simple for new people. Yes, exactly. Skin tone is your armour colour in Ogre's army. That's true. That's true. Although, actually, when we go into the Conquistador, he's got quite a lot of armour. So it's kind of interesting. I'm looking forward to doing this. I'm not... Tackling this one's going to be a bit of a nightmare. But I'm looking forward to this one because it's going to be a little bit more complicated than I think doing our little butcher. Who is a big chonker, which is good. But I'll use the skin tone for both of them, so it's kind of consistent. I've also printed out a bunch of ogres for the start of an ogre army. So I have done, I think I've done 18 Iron Guts. Yes, I have. And I have done, I think, 18 Lead Belchers. So I'm really going in on the Gutbuster line being super good. I very much doubt it will be good, but I've also done one Frostlord and Stonehorn, but again, he's an ogre pirate. The unfortunate bit is the range of miniatures that I printed for the Iron Guts were from Highland Miniatures. No, they were not. They were not from there. Sorry, they were from Tlaxar Factory. I don't know if anyone in the chat wants to try and get that up. It's TXLAR, so Tlaxar Factory, which are really kind of like, they're more Norse. They're like big Norse guys, which I quite like. Oh my god, that looks great every time. There we go. Boom. Boom, boom, boom. Playtesters in this game in the system. Yeah, thank you, Criven. Titan Forged. Hey, hello, Bobbin. Titan Forged print chop them. That's correct. Never really like contrast for skin. I can't get it to look good. I think that looks okay. I don't know about you. I think it looks quite nice. Like, if you really want, obviously, just use it like a wash, right? And just go in the recesses. Like, get a little bit more of the contrast and just go in the recesses. But you shouldn't have to do that because that's literally what the dry brushing is for, right? Because, like, you can see here, you've already established shadow. You never had to do anything. You just literally dry brushed it. And then, like, look at the back. Like, that mini looks like I've done a lot more work on that than I actually have, right? So... yes. I actually know two different playtesters who are currently buying Gits. So Gits are going to be very strong. I think it's pretty much confirmation. There's 3 playtesters who I know who have all in recent weeks bought or have tried to buy Gits armies. I mean, that's everything you ever need to know about Age of Sigmar right now. Is we're at the Gits level of Warhammer. Gulliman Flesh, then dry brush light pink over skin looks great after it. That's also true, Fish. That's also true. Because what you could do here, if you wanted to, because this is like a darker skin tone, right? Like, we'll dry brush over the top in a bit, and then we'll add something else onto it. Spiders, please say yeah. Like, I promise that's 100% confirmed rumours. Like, there's been multiple sources that have confirmed the Gits rumour. So you're looking at Gits probably January, like just doing the math. I think you're looking at Gits in January-ish, and yeah, and multiple playtesters have been buying the army. So not only because it will have already gone to print. That's the thing that you need to remember. If it's coming out in January, it's already gone to print, and if it's already gone to print, and the playtesters are buying the army, it's super strong. Okay, so there you go. Gonna get some Mangler Squigs. Even the beasts have some glory. They've been whipping boys too long. Yeah. Do you think this means next box is Gits versus Cities? Ooh, not Cities. They're not going to do Cities again. They'll do whatever it's called, the Dawnbringer Crusade. They'll do those guys, and then that'll just be it. It'll be all over. Like I'm pretty certain they're going to squat a load of the city stuff and put it into Old World. So like it won't be squatted. It'll be permanently part of the Games Workshop range. Oh, I need to do hat backwards. Sorry, chat. Oh yeah, this is my Slapchop hat. It's backwards. Also, well, to be fair, like that's what my friend Joe Pagano says. Like when you're on site, you got to wear your hat backwards, otherwise people will think you're lame. So, like that's what I'm doing. I'm going full Canadian now. Yeah. Hello, the cap chop. Exactly. So, oh, you can still see. Nice. Pairing Bush Ranger. Thanks for following us. You see? Yeah, you can see. That's not too bad. Yeah, so I just love thinning the paint down. Yeah, so it gets confirmed, which is pretty exciting. So thanks everyone for bringing that up in the chat. So we're in a really fun timeline. I could potentially be someone who's tempted to do squigs at this point. I probably wouldn't do Moon Clan, and I probably would avoid doing spiders. And that's mainly because I've done spiders before. I don't need to do spiders again. It's not of interest to me. Anyone on site that wears their helmets backwards are generally to be avoided. They're dumb. Well, Fish, you and Joe Pagano need to have a chat with each other because there we go. I mean, I think that looks pretty decent already, right? Like, some people will say they hate it, but I think that they're wrong. There we go. And I think one of the myths, which I guess I portrayed in some ways, is that it's quick. Like, you still have to be really careful when you're like blocking in the color, right? Because that's what you're aiming for. Bring the mini up a little. Can you see? Let me try and get that focused for you. There you go. You can see that, right? Oh, I mean, we could do this. Hold on. You can see a little bit better. Does this help? Is this like... no, I don't see the chat as much. That's lame. Yeah. Okay, just as I paint. Okay, wait. Do I paint here? Okay, in which case, let me just change this around. Hold on. Let me just change this for everyone. Oh. No. There we go. So if I paint here, okay, that's better. And then let's just get it in focus, which is the problem. There we go. YouTube thinks it's by me. That's true. Squigs are pretty cool, but spiders are pretty cool too. Yeah, no, spiders are pretty cool, but they're just very old models. As someone who's built all of those spiders and painted all of those spiders previously, I've taken them to tournaments, done pretty well at tournaments with spiders way back in the day. I've done my time as a spider bro. Oh my god, this guy's literally just got face paint. He's got like nothing. Like, look at that. He's got like a beard, a mustache. Oh my god, mustache this guy. Question. Okay, here we go. So I think I would do squigs because squigs are new. They're new sculpts. They're new minis. And I think they're cool. Like, I think spiders are fun. And if I was going to do spiders, I would do from a different creator, right? I wouldn't do them from GW. Because they're like, same way with Skaven, right? If I was like highly tempted to do Skaven anytime soon, I wouldn't do Games Workshop Skaven because they're 1,000 years old, and why would I give them money for miniatures that are 1,000 years old? I want new cool Skaven, so I would do new cool Skaven. Okay, all right. Still got some metal squig hoppers. Squigs are very slap choppable. Oh my god, and they're also very slap choppable. That's also very true. Not that that informs what miniatures I wish to paint anymore, but it does. I'm like, Beasts of Chaos, yes. Stormcast, fuck no. I have going if you want one, bring in a weekend. Oh, Dreadwood's Jibber, that's really, really nice of you, thanks. I mean, I literally wouldn't say to another monitor ever, but I do have a lot. Look, man, I'm an older player. Old minis are what I do. You got loads of new minis this year. You got loads of new minis this year. Like we talked about yesterday, they haven't done a lot of Age of Sigmar minis this year, have they? Anyway, so here we're at, which I think is weird. I mean, I personally think that the skin on that ogre looks phenomenal, considering that was one coat of paint, right? As you can see, it's like it's gone a bit streaky at the top here. So if I really gave a shit, which I don't, I could just blend this in a little bit more and just do, I think technically another glaze, but don't at me because I don't want to hear it. So there you go. So if I wanted to, right, I think that looks pretty fucking good, right? Yeah, I love the skin, like super easy. Okay, right. So he's obviously a chef, so we're going to give him some chef whites. But after we do the chef whites, his neckerchief I feel needs to be like a red color, right? Like that's a pretty blue. Ooh. What color do we want his neckerchief? Dirty whites, blue. Okay, let's do a blue. We've got a range of blues. Azaman blue. Yeah, okay, let's do this. It's quite a nice blue. Azaman blue. So is that your butcher? Yeah, that'll be a butcher. Blue is for bakers and pastry chefs. Okay. Yeah. So anyway, blue, Azaman blue. Doesn't really matter which blue. There's a range of blues, but I'm going to use. See, the thing is when I do some of the metals, I don't know where my. I'm going to be using Griffcharger grey, but also Space Wolf grey somewhere in my paints, which I haven't found yet, which I did try to prep, is going to be what I use for my metals. Griffcharge will do. Like, it's not as good as I wanted, but it's fine. Because these are my three metal colours. Hold on. So Nazdrake yellow is gold. Griffcharger grey or Space Wolf grey is like your steel, and then Grifftown orange is your like copper and bronze sort of thing. Painting Butcher a few days before a new book, right? Influencer Rob is inside info about new ogres. I have none. Okay. As discussed on the show, I've actually printed 18 lead belchers and 18 iron guts so far. I know iron guts fight twice. That's all I know. Anyway, thin the paint down. There you go. With water, thin it down. Always thin it down. Literally, I never ever do contrast without thinning it down, and then just whack it on. I mean, this isn't going to be. There we go. You guys can see. Easy. Boom, boom, boom. So chat, I don't know if you remember yesterday. What are you using for your ogres? The chat should be able to like keep you updated if anyone comes in. But these miniatures, these miniatures are 3D prints from Titan Forge Games. The miniatures that I've printed to be in the rest of my ogres are from Talaxi Studios, and you can find them if you just search them. They've done a bunch of ogre sculpts, and they're okay. Like I don't like they're pretty good. I like them because they've got like some pretty fierce looking iron guts, and I've always liked iron guts because they're just like massive smash masters, which I think is really cool. So I really wanted like some really potent iron gut looking models, but they also have some really cool lead belcher models, which I also would like to be really good in the book. I very much doubt either of them are, but Ogres is a really nice book to print and paint a lot of minis from. Because it doesn't take a lot of minis to paint. You know, I've talked about 18 iron guts. I doubt I'll ever take 18 iron guts. That's probably over the top and not something I'll ever do. But you know, it's okay, 18 iron guts. And then same with 18 lead belchers. I very much doubt they'll ever be useful. But I'm basically just going to do the whole range of iron guts. Of ogres. But I'm going to start with the actual. What they called these guys. Do I want? Yeah, there you go. Little blue, nice. Yo, love their base. That is a bright blue. I know. It is quite a bright blue. It's quite French, right? Like it's quite a hefty bright blue. I like this one. This is one of the newer blues, right? Yeah, this is one of the new blues, the Azaman blue, like sometimes used for like magic colors and stuff. Like it's a good blue, in my opinion. Um, Talaxi Studios. Oh, I think it starts with an X, Venatus. Like it's like TXLI or something. Um, so yeah, there we go. I might give him some like bronze armors. Right, legs. Legs. Should we just give him some blue panties as well? He's got some big trousers. This is the bit that always takes longer for me. I'll do the boots while I'm thinking about what colour to do the trousers. So boots are an easy one. What boot colour do I want to do? Which boots? Boots. We could do some snakebite. Just some classic snakebite. Oh, Cygor. Cygor's good for leather. I quite like Cygor brown for leather. Wildwood is also really good. Ogor Grunter. Like I'm a big fan of the browns, which really makes me feel embarrassed to say that out loud. I can't believe I just said that publicly. I really like the browns for doing. In fact, I'll do something more brown than snakebite. That's too yellow. Like I won't do that. Instead, I'll do something that's like Cygor's fine. I really like a Wildwood. I don't know where the Wildwood is. Come on, Wildwood. I also know the names of paints, which is pretty embarrassing as well. But let's not talk about it publicly. Let's all just keep our mouths shut. Otherwise, there'll be all sorts of people. Oh, I found my Space Wolf Grey. Yes, let's go. I love that paint. My first one-day tourney this weekend. Bobbin, if you win one game this weekend, I'm going to talk about it on Monday. I like Wildwood as dark skin tone. Yeah, it looks like he's about to start singing on a Paris barricade. This guy. Oh! Do you hear the sound? Our club is hosting our first OS tournament for 20 players in some weeks, and sessions for a new TO. Hey, Jamesio, I would use BCP, so Best Coast Pairings, to run your tournament on, and I wouldn't do anything else. If you're not sure how to use it, then reach out to me or Colonel Cabbage or someone like that to get your best. Where the fuck is? Oh my God! Someone stolen my Wildwood, so we're not doing any Wildwood. It's all over. It's all over. We will do Snakebite. We'll do Gore Grunter. Gore Grunter is now. Gore Grunter is my wood colour. Okay, we'll give him some jaunty. We'll give him some jaunty Snakebite leather booties. Fuck it. Let's go. Talaxi has some super nice looking gorges. That's correct. Hello Cry 35. So again, put the paint on the. You puts the paint in the basket, and then you adds the water to the basket, and then you make it cry. Okay, so it's going to be very yellow, maybe too yellow because I'm going to do him gold. Fuck it. Gorgrunt is usually your copper color. Yeah. Singing the song. Do you hear me singing the songs of hungry men? Ba da ba ba. Yeah, all right, I'm into that. Yeah, that's good. Okay, so you can see there, it's very yellow. So the snakebite leather has got like a very yellow vibe to it. And again, just thin it down. In fact, actually, I'll save it. I won't go on the bottom of the sole. I'll just do the booty. It's a good, like, bright leather colour. Like, a lot of minis have a lot of, like, you know, like, I don't know what I'm trying to say. What I'm trying to say is like, a lot of minis have, like, organic material, right? You know, you've got your leather, you've got your wood, all those sorts of things. So once you've picked a couple of colours that you really like for that, you can pretty much do that across all of your minis, which I think is fun. TBH. Oh my God, this is drying out quite fast. So is the Ogre Russell Crowe. Yeah, that's perfect. Do you hear me singing the songs of hungry men? There we go. The bit that's easily the longest in Slapchopping is just know what colours to pick, basically. So maybe I should do like a video guide on what colours I use for what bits. Would be really fun. But I actually don't know which colours I use all the time yet. Like, I only learned how to do this around Christmas. So I, because that's obviously when I was in Turkey. So I've haven't yet like painted enough, and that's kind of why I want to paint every week on stream, so I can like just learn some bits, learn what I want, like learn what I know. Oh, this is quite cool. He's got a little toe, his little toe sticking out, which means I need to paint that in the skin color, which I fucked up. So give me a second. His toe sticking out of his booty. He can't afford a good booty, can he? Turkey for Christmas, you narrative bastards. Thank you. Thanks for getting the joke. Fighting around the world. Have you checked out the new contrast paints? I've used some of them. I haven't got all of them. One of the things I really want to do in the studio is I want to get like a contrast paint rack. I don't really have one in front of me where I do like the live streaming, but I want to get a contrast paint rack on the wall and then just have like each one individually named, because I don't know which ones I'm missing yet. Just randomly picked it up. You should paint it. If his toenails like mine, you should paint it in Nazarag yellow. JJ, disgusting. Hello, JJ in the chat. Loads of love to JJ. Where's my fast air flash? Fuck. I need a teeny bit of paint for his little tootsie. Come on. Let's get his little toe out there. There we go. Painted. There we go. Gross. Paint racks are for pros. Yeah, no, it's mainly so I don't forget which paints I have, if that makes sense. Should I do his booties in this Nazarite yellow as well, so that they have matching booties? I think the answer is yes. I shall. Yes, I shall. So this is going to be this guy's booties. Who's our fine dandy ogre? He's our Captain Conquistador ogre. Oh no, I'm not painting on stream. It's actually harder to paint on stream than you think, getting it in shot. Congratulations to all those painters who are able to do it consistently. They must be brilliant at what they do. Anyway, lovely. How is everyone in the chat? I hope you're well. Is anyone painting something themselves? Is this for an upcoming army of mine? Yes. Very slow roll on an upcoming army. Super chill. And I would eventually, I think I've pretty much settled on next year trying to slowly do each army to completion. Just like Zinch, I'm pretty much there. Pretty much completed it, mate. I've got a couple more Spawn to do and a Flux Master. And then I think I've pretty much got everything I would want from Zinch. Not far off Beasts, which is really fun. Got some Bulgor and other stuff. And then I'm going to just keep slowly adding to each army, or just doing an army outright, basically. And thanks to learning how to paint like this, it doesn't really threaten me or make me scared about doing it, which is fun. Doing the Into the Dark terrain just now. Into the Dark terrain? Why is that? You have 15 Chaos Knights, 20 Warriors, and Lord of Prime all day for contrast paints. Wow. See, now Chaos is probably one that I do last, because that's so much trim, right? I'm painting some Stonecast for 20 in November. No Rain of Stars, but pretty meme 5-night Judicator list. Love the 5-night Judicator list. Love that. Wait, and while you say that while JJ's in the chat, who was our 5 Valexor banner meme list. I love all of you for being meme artists. Like, it's great. Like, continue on with that. That's what I want to see. All right, we've got to decide on his pants. I feel like red is a little bit much for this guy's pantaloons. Like, I don't know what anyone else thinks. I played 5 Elixir banners at a one-day lol. They're great. They're funny. Taking Rain Stars this weekend. I can't fucking wait. I love how juiced Owen is on the Rain Stars now. Dirty Dark Blue. Interesting. Dirty Dark Blue. Like Ultramarines blue? It's kind of grey. Okay. Alright, fuck it. I'll do it. A red belt. Interesting. No, these ogres I'm painting, very importantly, are from Titanforge. The ogres that I am painting for the rest of the army, or printing for the rest of the army, are a mixture of Titanforge and Talaxar Factory. Add a little grey or black. What about 2 colours like the old Empire? Yeah, if I could paint, like, if I could do stripes, I'd do stripes, but there's no way I can do stripes. Like, absolutely no shot I'm going to be able to do stripes. Yeah? Like, I very much doubt I could do stripes. That's what I'm going to say. So the whole art, no, because I can't do. You can't get all ogre pirates, like the whole range. You can get Frostlord and Stonehorns. You can get Mournfang Cavalry, and you can get Gluttons, and you can get a Butcher, a Hunter, and a Tyrant. So I'm doing a Butcher and a Tyrant. But yeah, you can't get Iron Guts, Lead Belchers, Scrap Launcher, and other bits like that. So I'm going to have to like mix 2 or maybe even 3 ranges together, and I'm not 100% certain how that's going to look, but I think it's going to be quite fun. Hey Rob, will you go to Chaos here with us in November? Will you go to Chaos here with us in November? Yeah? Yeah, have you seen Vallejo's Express paints? Looking good. Will be cheaper than Contrast, longer drying time, in a dropper box, have a small range on release. It's kind of thing that gets me at the minute, the small range, but I don't hate the idea of having most of the like speed paints, if you will, mainly because then I don't have to bother mixing stuff around. But anyway, is this too blue? It's kind of a dirty dark blue. It's kind of like a denim sort of colour, this blue. Interesting. Yeah, I don't want to. I don't want to do too many different colours. So this blue will be fine. Should I try and do a stripe? Here we go. Elven Painter, thanks for resubscribing. Oh, actually thin it down. Come on, Rob. Take your own advice. I don't know if I want it to be darker. Do I want it to be darker? It's quite light. That's fine. Let's do some denim. Rob needs to get some inks to mix with his contrast. Well, that'll be next. Okay, I've done a stripe. Look at me. I'm literally next level painter. Look at that. There we go. Can you see? Bosh. Basically now I'm painting at a level beyond my ability to do so. Just a line. Let's make it look intentional. Okay. No one can criticize this. Look at that. That looks perfect. She doesn't look too bad. That doesn't look too bad. I mean, it's not good, but it doesn't look too bad at all, right? But I'm obviously not going to keep that, but that's pretty funny. You just want best painted. I appreciate you. Like, look at me. I'm now, like, this is top end. This is how you paint. There you go. It does not look great. That does not look great. It looks stupid. Okay, let's go up to the patch and then. Okay. How do those people who do paint like that, like, know where the lines are? I guess it just take longer with it, which we don't want to do. Okay, we're keeping it. We cannot keep this. Bros, we can't keep it. Oh my god, fine, we'll keep it. It doesn't look good though. Okay, fine, chat. I'll do whatever you say, as you know. By the way, anyone who's in the chat yesterday, I picked up some Necromunda. So we are officially in on being Necromunda weirdos from the future, which I'm looking forward to doing. Okay. Paint over the top and it will faint so and look faded. One leg looks decent. It's the second leg looks fucked. What, this leg? This one looks good. That one looks. I think it all looks fucked. Personally, I'm gonna go over it. Don't get mad at me. All right. What warband? Sorry, I'm going over it. There we go. Maybe it'll stay accidentally now. Oh no, I fucking wrecked it. Stupid life choices part 3 while on stream. I was like, I'll just paint really sensibly today, and then the chat will be really respectful, and it will go fine. Can't believe the amount of barrel beating I did get when you play Heresy and you pick Necromunda instead. Necromunda's cooler though, right? Because like Heresy is genuinely one of those things where you're like, well, I need to commit to. I mean, I do already have a pretty much fully painted Heresy army, so there's no doubt there. But I do think I enjoy the idea nowadays of painting squads of dudes. I think even if you go back and listen to some of my early content, I was like, I'm so sick of, like, if you got to do like 30 of a unit, let's say, oh no, I fucked the back up. Or have I? Kind of looks kind of cool. Unintentional, like stripes. Or does it? Does it look like a mess? um, um, Rob, this looks so good. Thanks, buddy. ADHD brain always beats logic. That is true. That is true. Should we continue? I think we've got to continue the stripes now. More stripes. Oh my god. Okay. What a fucking nightmare for me. Okay. Have I gone over the? I might have accidentally gone over the leather bit as well, so that's going to get painted over. There we go. You must stripe. You must stripe in order to win our hearts. You must stripe, Mr. Wargamer. Okay. Well, there we go. I'll do some stripes and then we'll be good. Stripes like a zebra. I think it was Owen who suggested I go over the whole thing. So there you go. Now I've got inconsistent, terrible stripes on my miniature, which is fun. But I'll just do what all the other miniature painters do and just Photoshop it so it looks better. I love how you both how both easy and good looking Slapchop in Army is. It's so good, man. It's so easy. Phil Spriggers. Robbie's so hyped for this weekend. Oh my god, I'm excited to see you, Phil Spriggers. I've got an event here at the TSN Arena this weekend, and Phil's coming, and I'm excited to see him. And he's wearing a cow onesie, so I'm hyped for that. I really am. Really looking forward to this weekend. Actually, doesn't look too bad. So fuck it, we'll go with it, chat. It doesn't look bad at all. We'll just wait for that to dry, and then we'll crack on. As an avid paint hater, thank you for the method. Like, again, I learned the method. So let's credit where credit's due, which is not to me. But like, I'm a zealot for the method because it's exciting. Like, the opportunity that there was going to be a paint stream before I learned how to do this was zero. And now we just get to hang out and talk about painting, which is quite fun. I really want to try and deal with that fucking bit of white that's on his elbow. Get out. What Photoshop was come crashing down. I mean, he's going to war, ain't going to look tidy. That's true. That's true. Remember onesies? They were really dropped off the face of the earth. I don't think so. I think onesies are still a thing. I think quite a few people take onesies. I mean, also, it's been summer, right? So we haven't really had the onesie chat during the dark times that is the 40-degree heat weather. So then... Right, I've definitely gone over his belt there. Anyway, there's terrible stripes done by me. That's the most graphic design you're ever going to see from me. Oh, he's got some little like leather little spondoonies here. I'm just going to paint them up while we're here because I've got the paint out. There we go. Let's get a little bit of this guy. Okie dokie. His belt. Someone suggested we just do red for his belt, like a big red tie, which I think is kind of nice. I like that idea. So I think we'll do red for the belt. Let's do that next. What red should we do? Not that. Not Doomfire magenta. Blood Angels red. Vulpus pink. No. Flesh Terror's red. Let's do that. You should paint someone with a flannel. Never. It's impossible. Yeah, I'll do Flesh Terror. So Flesh Terror, there you can see. Again, we'll just rotate this around. I'm sure someone said something about not putting contrast onto one of these, but that's because I always thin it down, my friends. Again, I don't know why I see everyone doing these videos and then painting straight out of the pot, because it's not how the Turkish monks taught me. Told me to thin that bad boy down. There we go. All thinned. It's actually sickens me how easy this looks, and I have to do 5 layers of purple to get my army to match next to me Slapchop. That's how I feel, the Big Phil. Like, I've been in that same boat. Like, this isn't a conversation where I'm like, this is like, I'm just a convert because I just don't want to paint like many of us don't. And then here we are just having a laugh. Easy. I'm so happy I like pre-dry brush these last night before I started the stream, so this is great. Oh, no, Rob, come on. That's the blade. Don't do that. Although that can just be some blood on the end of the blade now. That's great. Oh, Tristan. I'm sorry you're not very well. Loads of love to you. Please get better if you get the opportunity. So as you can see, that looks a bit washed out, the red. So just do another layer, but it does look a bit washed out, in my opinion. So I'm not really sure about is the red looking good? That's fun, isn't it? That's fun. He looks cool. He looks like he's having a great day. Maybe it's a bit too primary color. I think that's how I always paint. I just go like, oh, next primary color, next primary color, next is green. Wait, so bread of gold, get out. Yeah, you can just you just do it thin. Just because it is quick doesn't mean you then. So why do all of that dry brushing where you're paying attention or half-assing the dry brushing and then just go in with and then just slap the paint on? It's never what the Turkish monks told us. The Turkish monks said, yeah, you then have to still pay attention to what you're painting and where you're painting it. But you then only have to do that one time, which is way better than doing it 900 times or however many times other people make you paint. Red is for the Frenchness. Oh my god, I'm so shaky. There we go. I don't have one of them painting handles or a cork, unfortunately. I'm not one of those guys. Maybe that should be one of those things that you get. Normally I paint them on a base, but I just didn't put them on a base today, so, YOLO. And I'm going to do another layer of the red, because I want it to be a bit brighter, basically. Because it's a bit washed out, isn't it? So let's just add let's add some more. So we get some more. Because we want it to look good. Okay, nice. Also, I'm half expecting the Battle Scrolls thing to do today, so I'm just kind of waiting, right? The fingerprints give it a soul. I agree. The fingerprints all over the model. That's true. You don't own a cork. I mean, I do own a cork. I just can't be asked to put it on a cork that easily. I just don't care. That's the answer. Every day is Battle Scroll Day. Yes, that's true. Seriously though, I love this. I painted my Nighthawk like this. I didn't have any Turkish mountain monks though, so trial and error was involved. It's a nightmare if you don't have any Turkish mountain monks coming to your aid. It really is. Right, okay, so I'm going to have to go a little bit heftier here because I accidentally painted over in blue. So hopefully this won't fuck it up. Or maybe it will. Can you see? Yeah, you can see. There you go. All right, good. Easy peasy. No stress. Having a lovely time. What's seconded? I reckon boots brown, not yellow, and perf. Oh, what, for the booties? Yeah, I kind of like them though. They're kind of fun. Look on this guy. He's already started his adventure as a dandy at the court. But yeah, I don't disagree. I don't disagree. Right, so we can do some apothecary white all over the cloak. So where is that thing? Apothecary white. I'm not really sure how I feel about that. I am the casino. Wait, I'm at the casino rolling dice. 2,000 down. Wife divorcing me in the morning. Send me the money for the roof over, mate. I'll put it on black and then dry brush the table and scream Slapchop. P.S. I'm Australian, so it's allowed. Wow, what a Twitch message. Yeah. Hello, Double Bluff. Apothecary white is always disappointing. Do you think? It'll be fine. It'll be fine. It's just meant to be white, right? And we've done all the work previously to make it white, so it's not a stress. Oh, I've accidentally got some red in there. We hit peak stream with that comment, I know. I'll send the roof money over, mate. Okay? Just stick it all on black. Yeah, just tell them. Just tell the croupier, say, hey, the guys are sending the money over. The colour I used for the skin was Fire Slayer Flesh. There you go. Fire Slayer Flesh. It's my preferred skin tone. Morning. Are you tempted to have a go at the new Vallejo Express color? Yeah, I'll try any of them out. I tried army paint last time. Didn't really love the army painted stuff, to be honest. I haven't done any like direct comparisons because again, this is just something I'm doing one day a week. We're going to hobby one day a week out of the 7 other days. So, like, it's not really my my main focus. Sure, lots of the conversation on this Wargamer recently has been about Slapchop, or over the past while because it's gone quite well. But it's really not who and what I am. Like, I just like I'd like to make gaming content, or content where I just hang out the Twitch chat. I didn't know how important that would become to me as I started out on this journey, having left Games Workshop, but it has become important, and I really like it. So, are we going to try and do those little bits of what is this, like stitching? I think, yeah, we'll try and do the leather stitching, maybe. That's great. Hobby's all about the community we have, yeah. Who was it? I saw someone tweet today saying the battle scroll is the memes we made along the way. That's genuinely just true of like everything that we do, right? Like we're just a community at the end of the day. Is the powerful, great thing about what and who we are. I can't. Maybe Apothecary White is disappointing. Maybe I should just agree. Like, does it even do anything? You get that it's meant to be white, right? That's kind of the point. Maybe it reads better than, like, maybe it'll look better once I've painted it and look at it again. And I'll be like, yeah, that actually makes sense now. Does that make sense? Yeah, I think it does. I can't really tell. I think there's a difference in focus when you're painting a play rather than painting the hobby itself. Leaving you all this next step and such on me, who knows? So thank you, and you. Let it dry. Yeah, I will let it dry. Thank you. And Pro Tabletop, thanks. I will just let it dry. I'm just gonna let it happen. Let's do his little chefy hat. Okay. Let's do that. There we go. Come on, little chef hat. Get that little Slapchop paint on you. Nice. Happy with that? I mean, look, I'm never going to win an award, but I think he's looking pretty nice so far. I'm not unhappy with that at all. Let me just do his thingies. Yep. I like the Apothecary White. It's a fine balance to get the right amount of model, though, and that varies from model to model. Yeah, I definitely agree with that. I think it's one of those ones where it's subtle in the effect and what it actually does, but I think it does do what you need it to do. It's not as impactful as when you put like one of the other bright contrasts on. And same with Black Templar, so the black contrast, similar thing, which is one of those things I always do water down. There we go. Okay, I don't think that's looking too bad at all. Just got to work out what I'm going to do with those stitches. I might try and pick those stitches out. Have I tried streaking grime after slap chopping? No. As anyone who's been a fan of the show for a while will know that there was the streaking grime time when that was perfect. Everything I've ever done on the show, like painting wise, hobby wise, has been a progressive move towards trying to paint as fast as possible, but still trying to paint well. Like, it's never been about just like I just want to paint fast. I want to paint fast and well. Those two things. Have I just tried streaking? Yes. Morning, Neuroshocks Dubs. Okay, so we're good there. Now we've got to pick out the tools of his trade. So I guess the real question is do we think he would use wooden tools or he would use a steel tool? So his spoons, are they going to be a steel color? I'll just keep holding on to his hat, but there we go. Ironically, you're in a superb position to share tips. You don't really do painting, but want to get armies painted for gaming, which is a big half of the community, I reckon. Yeah, like I super agree. I think that's again one of those reasons that it's all done so well is because people are just like, I just want to get stuff done, bro. Like that's who I am. He's French, so cheese tools, wooden spoon, steel knife. Wooden steel cleaver, obviously. Okay. Maybe do some Argos dunes on the stitching. All right. Who said that? Uh, who said that? SFL Mongoose. All right, we'll give that a try. We'll do that. But I'm going to let that dry for a minute because I keep touching it. I'm just going to let it dry for a sec. And maybe make a start on this fine dandy. So I got to decide what this. I feel like you feel like Red Cape because he's he's a conquistador in many ways. Although semi tempted to do like a big yellow cape, but then his armor. I feel like the armor should be a steel color. Could be gold. Could be gold. Not really sure. Like gold would be quite fun. His lapels could be a different color. There's like a range of options on this guy. Got to be a red cape, yellow outfit, purple cape. Come on now, purple cape. Red and copper. We're going for like a bronze armor. Could be quite fun. A very cool model. The Conquistador. It's actually one of the first 3D models I ever printed when I got a 3D printer. So one of the first ones I ever did. I think he's fantastic, and I'm really excited to have him fully painted. Same with the Butcher. Hello, Cabbage. Hope you're well. Have you tried contrast over metallic base coats? I have, Knigget, but I'm not a massive fan of them at the moment. I definitely think that they're good. I think if I was going to do anything, I would just do the metallic paint and then a wash over the metallic paint. I feel like Colonel Cabbage. I did see the BCP news. In fact, actually, I was speaking to Diffie this weekend, and we're going to do an announcement show because he was speaking to me about all of the changes that they are making in the future. And we're going to do an Honest Wargamer BCP crossover show where they're going to announce a bunch of other stuff. So super exciting. In my opinion, and more to come. So that's even better news, right? Yeah, fantastic. Yeah, I know, right? Like, very few people understand how exciting that statement is, but as a tournament organizer, like, that's like the news. Like, it's groundbreaking news today. So, yeah. The Conquistador, I agree. Have you got that Sigvald Burgundy? Ooh, I don't know if I have got that, actually. I like purple for the cape. Purple for the cape's not a bad suggestion. I need to Slapchop 1,500 points of Tomb Kings with the 19th. Do you have any suggestions? I would probably not Slapchop it. Like, I would, if it's Tomb Kings, I would get a skeleton bone spray. Like a kind of like a bone-coloured like rattle can. Spray at that. Then if you've got an airbrush, then you can airbrush some tones over the top. Then give it a wash, and you're going to be most of the way there. Shouldn't be the same colour as the Butcher for army coherency. I mean, that's why I do the leather the same, right? So if you look, the booties already start to give you some sort of indication of what they are, in my opinion. But I honestly think one of the things that you can do really well with an army is if you just make all of the basing matching. I tend to find that really brings an army together. You don't really need to make too much stress. Wraithbone, Skeleton Horde contrast works for skeletons. Yeah, you can do that. You can, but I feel like you already like establish. I feel like if what you do is you just rattle can that color, and then dry brush, and then do a wash. I think you'll end up with more on the miniature for about the same amount of work, right? Would dry brushing bone be okay? I'm no airbrush peasant. Well, then just get a rattle can. Because you have to undercoat it anyway, right? So get a coloured undercoat, and then dry brush, and then do like a contrast over the top. Because then what you could do is you could just use Army Painter have like a skeleton bone, or many other painting companies like have a skeleton bone. Spray it, dry brush the whole thing white, then bang skeleton bone over the top, and that will give you a highlight, right? So it's basically the same thing, if that makes sense. And then just pick out the weapons. Airbrush versus hairbrush, the age-old battle. Anyway, right, let's get back to our boy. Okay, so then we've decided we're going to do some wood. So, where's our Sigor Brown? Sigor Brown? No, Gore Grunter. Gore Grunter's our wood colour, weirdly. Yeah? So let's give this a shake. So this is the wood colour. Well, this is the wood colour I like to use. Gore Grunter fur. Of all the weird wood colours. Get it on. Give it a little moisten. So just get some fresh water to moisten it. The water I like to use is what we call in England council pop. Comes directly from a tap. But there are many other sorts of colours. You can distill water and use that. That works probably exactly the same, if I'm honest. So yeah. Anyway, so this is Gore Grunter, and that's going to be our wood. And maybe that's a bit thin. That's okay. I'll just go back over that in a minute. There we go. So that's our wood ladle. So our wooden spoon, which is fun. Boop. There you go. Easy peasy. And another wood. That's our other wooden spoon. Easy. You can just harvest water from your ceiling hole. Yes. Actually, that's where I get my water from the hole in the ceiling. It's not actually that funny. I don't know why I'm laughing. The gallows humour of the ceiling hole. But anyway. How well do you think sparkling water would work? Would it make the paint job fancy? Okay, all right. We've changed our mind. We're now doing We're doing sparkling water for the water. If you are all interested, I am very shaky. There we go. And then let's try and get that on. I missed some of his skin there, so oh no, we're out of skin. Which, to remind everyone about the skin, because I've been asked like 9 times for I say flesh. Yes, a fellow bottom player table like me. Let's go. I'm loving the stripes. Good call, chat. Well done, chat. Working through the mind of the ADHD streamer. Like, good work, chat. You've done it. What a call from Owen. What a call, yeah. I like the high fives. Like everyone just watching. It's like watching like a dog perform tricks. And the chat are just high fiving each other. Like, yeah, we've really made him learn to lie down there. That's gone really well. Okay, let's do some steel. And then he's basically finished. I was like, what the fuck? We're close to finished. We still have to do the little stitching and stuff. So steel. For steel, you got a couple of steel colours which are kind of interesting. So you've got Griff Charger, and then you've got Space Wolf Grey, because they're basically both like super light greys, kind of, but with a blue twinge. Do some blood splatter. Yeah, I think maybe I'll try and like add some elements on. I'm just gonna finish the model as it's like done, and then after that maybe I'll do some blood splatter. I think so. Oh, fucking hell. I need one of them vortex dudes. Blast that shit with some blood and grime. Yeah, I think I will. Let me just do the super clean paint job, take some photos, and then after that I'll try and do like some effects and stuff. Because I guess this is like simple paint. So yeah, Griff Charger Grey, Space Wolf Grey, basically the same colour as you can see. Space Wolf Grey is a little bit bluer, and Griff Charger Grey is just more your kind of plain grey. So it really depends on what you're aiming for, right? If you want a more steel colour, then you go for Griff Charger Grey, and if you want a more like not silver, but kind of like it to have more of a bluish tinge, I guess, then you go for Space Wolf Grey. There's kind of two different like effects you can go for. He is obviously a dirty ogre, so I think we'll go for Griff Charger Grey specifically for like a dull metal. Looks dark in the pot. I am nervous. It's fine. I promise. I promise it's fine. So here it. Oh no, you can't see it. There it is. And then we'll just thin it out. With our sparkling Evian water at this point. So yes, let me just. There we go. And because it's thin, a thin layer, right, as opposed to a thicker layer. There you go. That does everything that we need, right? We've got an edge highlight on the blade, you know, and if we wanted to, like, you know, if we want, let's just thin that out a little bit. So just get some water on there, on the blade. There you go. Now we've blended a fucking edge on that weapon with like half a second's worth of life work, right? Uh, like it took like no time to create that, and then do the same. So you just do an even thinner, or just put some on and then wipe it off. Basically, I think that looks good, right? Turkish monk taught you well. I agree. I mean, like it's not that complicated. But yes, agreed. I was taught all of the tricks of the trade. There we go. So that's a bit of a darker blade now. And I guess what's fun is if you wanted to, you could just do like a variety of different kind of like metals, right? Yeah, there we go. And then let's get this blade. There we go. And then over the top. Easy peasy. I've got to decide what the handles are going to be. I guess the handle's also going to be wood. So I need to go back and do the wood on that handle. Yeah, this guy's from the Nomad Force. Yeah, I mean, he's also, yeah, it's the same sculpt, right? So if I wanted to, I could also put him into my Nomad army. There you go. Okay, so he's nearly finished. We just got to do his braces, basically. And then, I say basically it's too much when I'm doing the paint streams. Oh, I've got to do his teeth as well. And maybe add some. So this is a little trick I learned from some other paint Turkish monks. These are actually, Japanese samurai. Is to add a little bit of red into the face. So super thin down red. Like, and then, maybe even that. So like a little bit of red into the face. You can see there, into the cheeks. A little bit more red there. Again into the cheeks, maybe around the nose. That's a bit too much. Let's get that out. And there you go. And we have added some variation to his face with almost no effort. Yeah. Worst haircut I've ever had. So like that adds some like nice. I mean, you could do it on the. You could also add it to the knuckles. So again, thin it down. Very very thin. Someone alert Twitter. Rob's invented glazing. It's not. I've seen how to do it, and so now I'm doing it. That's it. And then for people who are struggling like me, just add in a little bit. That's all I'm doing. There you go. And you can honestly, I wish you could see this up close because it's quite subtle, the red. And then go across the lips. Like, there we go. Honestly, super easy. You mean some moist mixing? That's correct. The color I used on the spoons was Gore Grunter. I generally tend to use Gore Grunter for most of my wood. If I want it to be like a darker wood, then I don't thin it down as much. Because Gore Grunter is actually really fantastic as like a proper contrast. So like if you just slap it on straight out the pot, then it will do that thing where like it lets the highlights show through. But if you thin it down a bit, you get kind of like a lighter wood color. But either way, I think it looks really great. Have you got any blue-grey contrast, like dark sea blue, thin it down, and the red on the face, and do it around the jaw to give him a 5 o'clock shadow? Okay. All right, I'll try that later. That sounds really cool. I love that idea. Thank you. What's next? We've just got to do the braces, and then we've done the guy. I think. Yeah. We've just got to do the braces. I just missed a bit of paint on his ear. Just noticed. Looking like an archetypical Tory donor. He is, right? All right, lads. So I think maybe to pull it together, because I think I'd quite like to use this on some of the others. I'm probably going to use like Gryph-hound Orange, and I'm going to mix that with Sigmar Brown. So those two colours together is going to make us like a nice copper colour, basically. Because obviously you get the orange from this. It's quite nice and bright. Like I mean, that's a good copper colour in of itself, right? This is quite good. And then, but if you just mix a tiny bit of Sigmar Brown in, there you go. Then, like, that's already maybe too dark. But just mix it all in, then get a bit of water. Like, you've got like a dark copper, and I think that looks pretty swish. Right. This is one of my favourite things that I got shown to do, is to mix those two colours together, because then you end up with like something quite nice. So here we go, and then you end up with a nice bit of copper. I mean, if I was taking my time, I could have done something with those kind of like ball things that are on there as well, but I can always just go back over the top later, which is fun. There we go. Yeah, that looks great. I mean, I personally think that let that dry down, and I think you'll see that reads really well as like a copper metal, for very little actual like expenditure of effort to create that. Like, I think that's a really nice one, and not necessarily a paint that they do, but the mixture's really nice. Because copper's one of those ones where you like, actually, that's quite a challenging color to express, I think. There you go. I think that looks pretty nice. Never forget that. Ooh, yeah, a little mix, little mix. Okay. I can't believe he's got stripes on his pants. Oh wait, we haven't done the patch on his pants. Hold on. We thought we were finished, and then they dragged us back in. There we go. I think that looks nice. So he's basically done. Not a bad looking dude. Oh, we need to do his teeth, I guess. I guess we should do his teeth. But you probably will actually paint them white or pick them out. So I'm going to leave that. I'm going to leave that for now. Do the patch of more vibrant blue, so it looks like fresh compared to like a more vibrant blue. I could use the blue from his neckerchief. Okay, that's easy because it's on the paint palette. The true Slapchop. The true Slapchop methodology is, it's already the one I've got, so get on it. There we go. Okay, and there's a fully painted Butcher. I don't think that's bad, to be honest. He's got everything reads as what it is. He's got wood. He's got some nice skin. And there's loads you could definitely do, right? You could dry brush it again. Like, that's a really clever thing you can always do, is you can dry brush white over the skin again, which is quite funky. And then you could just add like another color, and you can create some real fun skin tone. But like, you know, like, you can go a bit crazy. I got a bit streaky here, so it looks a bit messed up. But you know, I don't hate that. It's not terrible. If I really wanted to, I could fix it by watering down some of the same, and just kind of adding it in. And there you go. And that'll get us back to where we want to be. No real stress or pressure there. And like, easy, right? Right, that's the cool bit. It's just easy. The black skin looks a bit Disco Elysium characters. It does. I love that game. So great. I find it's great base when you can add highlights, or you want to wash it. Yeah, you could do loads of stuff to that. But you also, what's cool is it's also tabletop ready. So, like, I mean, this is better than most of the things I've ever painted, ever. And I'm super chuffed with that. And, you know, we're under an hour, along with shit talking. So, time to move on to the Conquistador, right? S-tier Slapchop, thank you. The monks would be proud. Pour one out for the monks, please. Yeah, thank you. Right, now on to the Conquistador. Okay, this one's going to be challenging because I do kind of want to go gold on his armor, which is like a pretty easy one. I'm thinking. I think red sash, gold armor, right? One model down. Yeah. Like, but then I just feel like it's just going to be a lot of yellow, which I don't hate. He's got like some big he's got some big trousers here. Like, when you look at the mini, you're going to see cloak a lot, and I think you're going to see pretty much cloak, and he's got these kind of shoulder braces. Um, spend a few minutes looking up some minis on Google, which have a similar theme, yellow and burgundy. Okay, let's look up some conquistadors. Let's have a look. Let's look for some conquistadors images. I mean, we shouldn't be celebrating the conquistadors, obviously. So make it so you can all see. Hold on. I need to really make it so. If we look at some conquistadors, then we're rocking silver. We're rocking some silver breastplates and some red. Silver breastplates and red. It looks like. Yeah. He's got some big yellow and blackened armor with raised gold bits. You could do that. You could take the time to do that. That would take a while. I mean, you could almost not paint. You could just pick out the yellow, is what you could aim for. That would be kind of interesting. Oh, that would read very interestingly. So you see how he's got the trim on the gold trim. I could just try to do like all of the stuff around it in gold. I don't think anyone else has painted this mini. Has anyone else painted this mini? Hold on. Let's go on my mini factory. Hold on. Oh no, we're never going to find this. 1 second. Titan Forge. My mini factory. Titan Forge Ogre. Gold armor doesn't really work in the real world, but it's a good fantasy choice. It's always a good fantasy choice. Yeah, I agree. Trying to find it. Hold on. Let's find the captain. Has someone got the captain? Come on. I think I've done it with my LRL, blocked in gold, and then just gone over with Black Templar. It looks wicked. That's fun. It's LRL is one of those nightmare armies, like you have to say, because oh no, not this guy. I mean, this guy's great. Can we talk about this guy? Getting slap-chopped up. Look how good this guy is. Like, amazing. The Iceman. Thank you. Thank you for the link. Oh, redirect notice. What is this? Oh. Wow. Whoa. Hello, boys. Ogre Conquistador Ogre. That's cool. They really had time back in the day, right? They were just like, let's just take our time to make as much armor as possible. Images. Okay, so someone has painted him. Okay, like that. Not bad. I don't think anyone's painted this guy like super swish. Yeah, I'm not. So that guy's done the black and gold, like is being suggested by the chat. Not awful. The black and the gold. The retro Congo dandies, the Swiss guard, they're dandy as fuck. These guys are the original Congo dandies, right? This is. I'm obviously not going to paint these or anything like that. I know some people in my family which served in Swiss Guard, weird people, but the uniform looks rad. You're good at stripes. I am definitely not good at stripes. I don't hate the idea of doing silver though. I think silver's not a bad shout over the top. I get doing black and gold, but I think just doing some straight up silver isn't an awful shout. and just letting the very much like not that, but I guess they just do solid silver plate. But I like this. This is quite fun. I don't like. I think that kind of looks about right. Is doing silver over the top. So let's do silver. Let's do silver. I think silver, and maybe silver's a boring choice, but I'm going for it. We could do silver, and then I like silver and yellow. That's quite strong, isn't it? Together. Defo pick out the sun and the trim in Nasdrag. No way. It's gonna be a nightmare. My friends, look how much. Oh my god, that's gonna be a lot of effort. Oh my god. Okay. All right. Let's do it. Let's do the armor first. Okay. Let's do. We're gonna need some new paper. Okay. Shit. Let's get rid of this paper. What I like to do is just fold it up and then just stick it over there and then just get some new paper. Coward. All right. Fine. Fine, chat. Let's try to do it. Should I do the bit underneath it silver first? Oh no. Oh my god, that's so much painting. This is anti-Slapchop. Trying hard is anti-Slapchop. That's what I've decided. Okay, so we're going to do some Griff Charger for the grey. Okay, so Griff Charger for the steel underneath the Nasdrag we're going to pick out. Oh yeah, no, Kanye can't be in the chat. Kanye's banned from the chat, I'm afraid. And also from all of our events at the TSN Arena. So screw that guy. Okay, so Griff Charger first. Right, thin this bad boy down. Okay. Wipe all the fucking paint off your paintbrush. Wipe it on your jeans. That's a classic. I don't know if anyone else uses that, but that's what I tend to do. That's why I wear black jeans. Right, okay. So it's mainly silver, but we're picking out the detail in gold. Right. Okay, so let me just work out what's going to be what. Okay. So you guys can see, oh no, you can't see. Okay. So we're going to paint in here and try to not leave any. There we go. Oh no, this is going to take hours, man. I'm already 100% unhappy with this as a statement. Okay, right, okay. Let's keep going. If your paint your thumb isn't covered in lines, there you go. Now I'm a painter. There we go. Now we know. I've done it. Yeah, so we're just going to do the sun, right? That's what we're going to do. So that bit can go over, that bit steel, that bit steel, that bit steel. Yes, let's go. Okay, all right, maybe it won't take too long. Maybe it won't take too long. Back in the head stream. My apologies, I didn't know. Yeah, if you can't see, let me know. Okay. Oh, you can see. I'm doing it. I'm painting on stream. I'm getting it. Okay. I think that bit should be steel as well. We should just do the sun. So, just the sun. Okay. If like just the sun, and then yeah, we're going to continue. So the rest of it's going to be steel. So we can do the whole thing steel. Okay, so that's this blue. Wow, this grey kind of colour. And let that do all the work for us. His little epaulets are going to be steel. I think one of the biggest problems sometimes is you don't have any fucking clue what the bits are meant to be. And I guess that's why Games Workshop minis are pretty great, right? Like they point out what it all is. Like they paint it and you're like, oh, that bit's metal. Oh, that bit's cloth. Okay. Okay. Right, good. Especially with the 3D print stuff, right? Because it normally doesn't come painted or even close to painted. So there you go. Maybe do fancy side bits in gold too. I'm going to do these bits in bit, but not his leg panels. Not his leg panels. They're not getting done gold. That can screw off, basically. Okay. So we nearly. To be fair, it hasn't taken that long. Hasn't taken that long, so maybe I should stop crying. Like, it's fine. Okay. And that's it. Like, that was the steel done. Maybe there's more steel. Oh, his hat. Oh, no. His hat? maybe we could just come back to the helmet. The helmet can be something that we rethink later, basically. Help me paint 4K of doors in. Had sit in the box. Happiest I've been in my army. Kansas, I'm super happy you are, man. Like, we all loved learning, right? We've all loved learning the thing. I've loved learning the thing, and if you didn't know it before, anyway, I'm here happily painting miniatures. What a great life, you know. Whereas previously I would have been like, I hate this with all my heart. So we've turned life around, baby. We've turned the whole thing around. We've turned it up on its head. Okay, so Nasdrag, let's go Nasdrag, you piece of shit. Okay, all right. So now we've got to concentrate. We can't fuck it up. Paint in the lines, easy stuff. The buckle and the cape. Yeah. Oh, you reckon we should do the buckle as well for gold? Yeah, I agree. Okay, so let's just pick out the sun in gold. And I think we're going to do this side bit as well, basically. There we go. I'm sorry, I'm being quiet. This is the most concentration I have to get this painted. Like, why don't you just do bigger miniatures? That would be so much easier. Just do bigger minis. Like, stop making really small minis. No one wants really small minis. Just do big minis, and then it's easy. It won't be so difficult. Hold on. Okay. What do we think? Like, I think the other stuff will read as silver once we block in all the other colours. I just don't think it reads as silver as the minute because just because. Or maybe I should have just used the other the kind of more blue one if I wanted it. I guess this guy should have been like silver. There you go. So I've blocked in the sun, I think, pretty nicely. Got to be clear, like, I disagree. Small minis let you get away with mistakes. Big minis are unforgiving. Interesting. Haven't heard that. Okay. This gold medallion, he's definitely rocking some sort of like gold medallion that he's carrying with him. So this is getting done in gold as well. So there you go. Keep it going, kid. What else is he rocking that's gold? He's got a ring that's gold. So he's got a little ring with a gemstone. I wish there was some sort of like gem tutorial on the internet that I could watch with like an incredibly attractive painter. Oh, I can't think where one might be. Maybe Warhammer Plus? I'll check later. So he's got a little ring. Okay. Oh, I've got to do that side panel. Shit, I didn't notice that. Hold on. Let's just do this. A masterclass on that would be great. I agree. Don't give me shit in the chat, Hams fan. Don't you dare give me shit. Hold on, let me just go to that. There we go. Okay. I don't think that's terribly bad. I was a little bit unconfident about that, but actually I think that's gone okay. I don't know what everyone else thinks, but I think that's gone okay. You're a horrible painter. I fucking love it, man. Keep on the good work. No problem, bro. Whatever you need. Yeah. You're a horrible subscriber, as you've never subscribed. So, sucks to suck, right? That's all I'm going to say. Right, next up, we need to work out what his little pantaloons are going to be. He needs... Okay, so let's look at the Conquistador models. They do a lot of brown, which is a bit boring. Is that Buffins? Yeah, I agree. We need some Colonel Hunters to paint, please advise. Here you go. Here's a Colonel Hunter, but not quite, but a Colonel Hunter. Just spray it black, dry brush it grey and white, and then use Gore Grunter fur all over it. Easy peasy. Then do some green with a green colour. Who took his dashing outfits to the New World? Bright colours like pompous conquistadors. Okay. A Kernot Hunter. Dashing colours. All right, okay. We can't fuck this up though, because this is where I would normally choose terrible colours for my dashing conquistador. Okay. What about a yellow cape? Is tartan contrast. Hello, Mr. Eddie Makes. Oh no, we need some sort of. He needs some sort of fancy color. I agree, but no one knows what sort of fancy color we need. Just a red, just a red, just a fucking red. A rich purple with tiny white fleur de lis running up and down. Fuck off. Yellow cape equals purple pants. Purple is the royal colour. Magenta. Oh no. Red and blue. Do stripes. I'm not doing stripes. Red and blue. Purple and yellow. Red and blue stripes. Oh my god. Can't have yellow. It'd be too close to the gold. I think we can't have yellow because it'd be too close to the gold. Okay, cloak. Let's just do the cloak. Let's fucking pick a colour for the cloak. Remember, we can't use sheesh purple because it's a piece of shit colour, and we don't pick that colour anymore. There is a new purple. Luxian purple is a new purple. Red. Red. If you won't do stripes, how about chevrons? Red cape equals turquoise pants. Red cape's pretty classic. A bit boring, but should we just do it? Should we just do a red cape? Okay, let's do a red cape. Okay, easy peasy. So we've got Flesh Terror, which is the red we used on our boy. Yeah. Right? Which is quite a good red. And then you've got a far too bright red. Yeah, we won't do this. This is bar red. That's way too bright. That would be, I think, a disaster. Like, he'd be shining from sea to purple sea. Right? Doomfire Magenta. No, it's bright pink. Right, we're not doing far too bright red. Bar red is barely a contrast what I've used. Bar red, yeah. If you thin it down, it'll work. Right, Doomfire Magenta is amazing, but it's pink. Doomfire. Do you want to do outrageously bright red? It's pink, yeah. Right, let's go obnoxious red. These are the two obnoxious reds. Mix Bile and Flesh Terrors. I don't know if they mix. Right? Bar red is also great. A lot of votes for bar red. Should we do bar red? What was the new burgundy called? There's Sigvald Burgundy. We could do that. We could be fancy and go royal. Go a bit of Sigvald. Yeah? Okay, right. Oh, shit. Oh, no, that's okay. Just a bit of dry paint fell off. All right, we're going to do Siggy. Okay, we're going to do Sigvald Burgundy. All right, everyone in the chat agrees. Okay, everyone's on side. All right, let's do some Sigvald Burgundy. Okay, get out of the pot. Stick it on the pot. Add some water because you always thin these down. Don't listen to what anyone else says. They're definitely wrong on that front. That's the only thing I'm confident about saying. Oh, this is nice. It's very, very, very luscious. Okay. After this, paint your snagger boys. Okay, I will. Okay, so here we go. Ooh, this is a cool colour. This is the colour I was not expecting. Okay. This is fun. This is a crazy colour. What colour is this? Is this burgundy? This is purple. Isn't it? There are people out there who paint who are colourblind. They deserve like awards. There should just be the colourblind golden demon, in my opinion. Because how the hell do you do this? I can't even look at this colour and tell you what colour it is. So imagine how I feel right now. I respect those people so much. I need you to know that. Are people paying you for your tutorial workshop thing? Correct. Yeah, if you'd like to come to my paid tutorial. Yes, that's correct. That is correct. Then feel free to head on down. So many people are molding over that. Are they? No way. No, I haven't seen anything online yet, but I do wish to see. I do wish to see the rage always. Because what are we at the Honest Wargamer if not outrage merchants? Like, making it so that we have some fun on the internet and enjoy our time here on this earth. There we go. I don't know if any of the highlights are coming through on this, if I'm honest. Like, this doesn't feel like a colour that's producing... Oh no, I've got someone there. Hold on, I'm trying to get this off. Get off my mini. Get off my mini. No. Oh no, now I've just... Okay, that's a bit better, but not loads better. She's purple, it's pink. How? Yeah, Rob's a pro painter now. Thank you. Yes. Glenn from Troshlayers is colourblind and paints like a demon, so wicked and huge respect because his armies look great. Yeah, I mean that's such a challenge, right? Like incredible stuff. And then what did Facebook? One of the kids who came to Games Workshop when I used to work there was colourblind. His mates would help him with colour selections. He was a superb painter. What a babe! What a babe! Yeah, I've already thinned it a lot. Like this is one of the things that I was talking about. Like think how much you saw me thin on the tray. It's one of those things that you really got to learn about those different paints because this is one of the new contrast paints. Okay, so once I've thinned it a lot there, like so it's almost watery, it is actually doing a bit of contrasting, but not really. So that's a bit of a disaster as a paint. Like, not that it's not bad, it's just something to learn from, right? But then when you thin it enough, it definitely becomes like a pink. Okay. There we go. Like, yeah, it's a bit. I'm not sure about this color, to be honest. I mean, it's a nice color, but I'm not sure. Have you seen the new Vallejo stuff? I haven't looked at any of the Vallejo stuff yet. Like, I'll wait till I get it, and then I'll try and use some, basically, and see how I feel, and then just paint some other minis with it at some point. Like, there we go. One of those things, I don't know about anyone else, but once you find a color, like if you're doing an army and like your main color is, I don't know, an orange, let's say, that's the color you have to use for the rest of the army, which is a bit of a nightmare, right? Especially if you learn and grow over the course. That's why I'm like pretty convinced that you should just you should fully paint an army, start to finish, like with as many options as you can, and then do a new army. Like Phil in the earlier was chatting about the fact he's got his Archeon army, and then he's had to, when he starts a new army, he's going to do it a different way. What is it? There's been some YouTube reviews. They look nice and consistent, but I want to give them a go. I mean, most of these paints all work the same, right? For people at our level, not that everyone in the chat is at my level, which is the bottom level. But yeah, I'm not really sure. There we go. It's quite a nice cloak. I mean, it's not. You can see where I extra thinned it down in certain areas. So you could definitely do more with this, in my opinion. I think what I would do, or what I'll do after, is we'll dry brush over the top. We'll let it dry, and then we'll dry brush over the top white again, and then we'll super thin down the same paint, and then we'll just highlight it basically. The cheap man's highlight, the poor man's highlight, is what we'll do. I mean, it's quite a nice colour actually to frame him as a mini. So bright though, like very bright and very punchy. Okay. There we go. Is that everything? There's a little bit at the back. There we go. There we go. All done. Oh. Super careful. Edge highlighting, Rob. Come on. That's the hardest bit to do. Right on the edge. There we go. Don't fuck it up. Good boy. There you go. Easy. On my Twitter feed, it is Carrie Elway's birthday today. I don't know who that is, but happy birthday to them, whoever they are. Like, could get another darker purple and thin it way down and wash it over. I think I'll just dry brush it. If I just dry brush it white in a minute, I mean, you can already see the tones, right? I mean, it actually doesn't look terrible. But we could do a slightly better job. Dread Pirate Roberts could get another darker purple on the way down. Yeah, we can just do some dry brushing over the top of that like later on, and that'd be super easy to achieve. Loads of leather to do now. Loads of leather is our next port call. Wesley from Princess Bride. Oh my God, Dread Pirate Roberts, amazing. Okay, should we? Do we give him a red sash now? And then have we decided on his pantaloons? Because now we've got to decide on his pantaloons, basically. In fact, there's a bit of metal on his back plate. Congratulations, you're just getting painted. I half joke when I see leather when slap chopping. That thing's dreams are made of. I agree. It's so easy, right? Okay, real question. What colour is his pantaloons? What about the pauldrons? Yeah, I feel like the pauldrons. So because his pauldrons are going to have to look very similar to his yellow pants. Yeah, he's going to look garish, right? Garish, I think. Cream colour pantaloons. I like the idea of just being a chill colour, like a brown or something. Like he doesn't have, like his cape is the fancy part in my opinion. So we can just do like a chill brown or creamy kind of like, yeah, because his pauldrons can do the next bit of show off. He can do like show off pauldrons. He's got gloves as well. So like I feel like the gloves have got to like suit like neutral colours would be nice. I feel like we should absolutely do snakebite for his gloves as well, because I feel like that's kind of hit like the leather colour. And he's a working ogre at the end of the day, right? Let's do the let's do his gloves again in snakebite, because he's not having fancy gloves, because I think that makes it too much personally. So yellow is opposite to purple on the colour wheel. So then maybe we should do his pauldrons yellow, basically, like stripy gloves. Why are you like this? Why are you like this? Okay, yeah. Happy with that. Good choice. Do you know what? Maybe that's why loads of people watch painting tutorials, you know. They just want someone to tell them what fucking colours to paint it. So you're not thinking it up yourself. You're just like, what colour? What colour, boss? And they're like, just do this colour. You're like, thanks. That's all I wanted. Like, I just want to know what colours to use. I don't want to have to think it up myself. That's kind of the hardest part. Black gloves with a gloss varnish. Oh no, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. It's going to look way too serious if I do that. Okay. Here we go. Okay, so now his boots and his gloves match. And so like this is kind of, he's a working lad at the end of the day. He's got a lot of lands to conquer. He hasn't got time for fancy gloves. He's got a fancy cape. But ultimately, this man's going to be ready to swing his sword in a moment's notice. Can't stop this guy. You can't stop the Rock. That's what he's saying. There we go. Okay. All right, I'm happy with that. Because now his booties and his gloves match. Maybe it's a little bit too close to the yellow on the trim, but whatever. We are where we are now. So... And a good slapchopper never regrets his decisions, apart from every time. That's how the slapchop union works, and it looks different enough. Like you can see the different colours. Yeah. Okay, good. The gloves match the boots, if you know what you mean. I agree. Okay, so now we need to work out. I think if we do the yellow pauldrons as is being suggested, yeah, on the pauldrons. And then we just make his pants, trousers and pants, just a regular Joe Bloggs kind of brown, because he's also got this sash as well, so we can make the sash match his pauldrons. I'm an artist of work. The colour wheel thing always makes me scratch my head. Loads of minis painters think it's gospel. I don't really know what to say. Blue pants, red sash. Blue pants, red sash, like the Butcher. What, just to make them, just so you know that they're in command? Interesting. Interesting. Hey, to tune in. What yellow did you use for the gold there? I used Nasdrag yellow. Dan Butcher looking really nice. Love the skin. Thank you very much. Green and purple are dope together. Green. I'm not sure about green. I think let's tie the colours together. All right, let's bring that blue across. But we should do the fancy blue from his. We'll do the fancy blue from his neckerchief, right? Staunch looking couple there. I agree, Dadrian. Hello. Green pants are not OP. Okay, all right. Let's do the blue, which was the bright blue we used, which was what the freaking hell was it called? None of those. None of those. None of those. None of those. This one. Azaman blue. Stripes. Olive drab green pants. I'm afraid we're doing the blue, but in another life, I would have gone for that. In another life. Maybe next time I'll just Slapchop. I'll pre-shade a bunch of them, and then you guys can all just pick the colours. We need backstory. He's mainly conquering the lands, looking for as much meat as is possible to purchase, basically. So here we go. Big, bright, fancy. You all chose this, by the way. You chose blue. Okay, need you to know that. So this one's on you. So we're using his bright blue from the neckerchief. I've just realised I've missed loads of cape. There's loads of cape missing. Oh my god. With yellow stripes. You're such monsters. I accidentally striped one thing and then you're like, yeah, just stripe all this. Come on, man. Come on. Get with it. Okay. Alright, good. No stripes. You're such dicks. Like, okay, hold on. Okay. Pretty nice. Not gonna lie. Oh no, I've got some purple on his booty. No! Rescue! To the rescue. Okay. And then just a bit of classic finger rub. Alright, that's good. We saved it. Any quality cake would have a paisley inside lining. I mean, there are guys who paint like that, right? Like, or people, sorry, as in not just as in men. There are people who paint like that sort of like stuff. They're like, yeah, I'm no problem. I'm going to do some paisley here, some freehand on this there. It's nonsense, absolute nonsense behaviour. Like, I'm like happy for them, and it obviously looks fantastic, but it's just not my line of work. It's just not how I live. Okay, so then that also means his this is going to be blue. Because his throws out now. All of his undergarments are blue. This is what we've gone for. His soft cloth is a blue, a fancy blue. Our lad, yeah. Rob, under his ruffle, front of his neck, there is an unpainted cloak. Oh, thank you. How did you see that? What? God, you're good. God, you're good. Wow. You are correct. Oh my god. Wow. You are correct. Have you painted this many? Okay, that was some real serious concentration there. That was a lot. You're not going to listen to my ideas anymore because I said Empire Stripes and Stripes are coming back to chat over and over. It's true. Hello, Believer. Rob is a brush licker. Is that a thing? It's just easier, isn't it? Like, whatever. Hope it's not toxic. But if it is, you know, we're sooner to our eternal rest, which is fine. It's a dark time. I don't think this looks bad already for like just a little lad trying his hardest. I think the Butcher looked better. I think this is one of those models that's maybe difficult to make look good when you're a painter on my level, but either way. Okay, so we've done the blue. Okay. I don't want to lick my brushes because the government will take my minis and have my DNA. That's true. He's got kind of a I don't know what these are called, like ruffles on his just under his pauldrons as well. I'm not sure what to make those. Any idea when you're back in North America? Hello, Mr. Believer. I am back in North America on the 10th and 11th of December in Boston. I'll be at the Everwinter GT doing a painting tutorial and seminar if you wish to join me. If you wish. I don't know why you would wish, but you can and whatever. See you later, Spleen Thief. Okay. Right, what's next? His sash, we're going to do red, like his compatriot. So he ties in line. Kind of looking nice, and there's some uniformity there between them now. Let's give him that red sash. Are they not normally the same colour as the sleeves? I think they probably are. I see one picture where they're the same colour, and therefore it is now the same colour. I agree. Let's do the blue. Plus it saves us time, which is what we're really after. Did you get yourself business cards? I can't wait to do a painting seminar. It's going to be so funny. And then I get to play Warhammer. So we win in all the ways. I'm just going to do a much more thinned down version of the blue. So it's like a lighter blue. There we go. Easy peasy. Okay. Okay, he's looking good. He's looking good. Let's do the sash. He's wearing a onesie. He is wearing a onesie. I'm glad that's making a comeback. Let's go. What do we need now? We need to do the red, which is not flesh. It's flesh terrors. That's what we did for the red. Rob the Propaner. Exactly. This is the comedy. Hey, anyway, listen. We're painting one of these a day. It's fun. Not a day. Every Wednesday, just come in, do a bit painting, and leave. Super fun, super easy model, no stress. Let's go. Are you going to do the seminar straight face and that's super snob artist about it? Yeah, I am. I am. I was thinking of doing it like a self-help seminar. Like, you have to believe. You've got to find the painter inside of you. Like really, really upbeat. Like a lot of rock music. Like just as much excitement and as enthusiasm as I can bring to the table, basically. The feathers should be the same color as the sash. Yeah, I agree with that. That's a great idea. There we go. Oh, nice. Okay. I can't believe we went for such a garish cloak, but fuck it, we did it. So we are who we are. Okay. Oh, he's got a lot of colours on him now. I'm not sure I love it. Do you know what I mean? Like it's a lot of colours now. He's a bit OTT. Wear a beret. Oh, what, for the paint seminar? Okay, yeah, it's a great idea. Yes. Okay. And then we also talked about the feather being also red, which I also agree with. So let's do that. Okay. Bum, 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 bum. Do it like Barry Scott, a silly bang advert. Yeah, my brothers and sisters. Yeah, I might just go like gospel church preacher. I'm like, you gotta believe, you gotta understand your potential. Although being American, I'm sure they'd actually, being generally Americans, I'm sure they'll be used to that. So oh no, they won't appreciate it. But Like, do Richard Pryor, but painting. There we go. Okay, it's looking pretty nice, I think. We still got to work out what we're doing with the helmet. That's going to be the nightmare, I think, is working out what we want to do with the helmet. Okay. Okay. I feel like we know what we could do. These little leather pouches. I'm going to do those like a darker brown. So let's do like some Argos Dunes, because I know that's knocking around somewhere. Oh no, that's maybe too light again. I want like a brown. Gore Grunter, Sigor. I could do Sigor as just like a straight up and up. These are the bags. He's got some little pouches, so let's just do those. Get a volunteer on stage and Slapchop them. Oh, this is the invention of yours, the Slapchop paint method, right? Oh my god. Yes, correct. You should wear this. Oh, what is it? Oh my god, yes. Yes, I should dress like I should just like thingy from Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Exactly. What is this? I love this. I agree. Do the Holy Grail of Lion Monks, walking, chanting. I could do like a monk style thing. Definitely, that would be funny. In reference to my teachers, the holy monks. Right. Okay. I'm just gonna fucking do all of it, like the whole thing. Like, screw, like the leather bits can just also the whole bag. He's just got loads of money pouches that he's stolen. There you go. Those are his money pouches. Let's just make them a bit brighter. He hasn't got any more. Okay, good. Happy with that. Happy with his money pouches. Let's just paint it all. Okay. I guess I could use that for like the leather on his scabbard as well. He's got like this leather scabbard, which I could also do. Or use this colour to do his shoulders. What, this colour? To do his shoulder pads. Interesting. He's got some. That's definitely metal, so I need to paint that metal in. The belt too. So you think I should use this now as the kind of leather color across the whole mini? Okay. Yeah, I don't hate that idea. Yeah, I'm kind of into that. Just a shame he doesn't have wings. Yes, Dave. Hello, Dave. Dave already painted this. This is just to show you. I think he looks swish. It's probably in his secret document. Right, okay, fine. I will use this then. Yeah? You bunch of bastards. Right. Okay. I was just picking out those leather bits. Okay. Alright, we'll use this brown then. So this is Sigor brown for the rest of the mini. Hey, I really want to get to 140,000, but not sure which to start though. Which product should buy first? Hey, if you'd like to learn the rules, there's loads of really good videos on how to learn the rules on YouTube that are free. So do that instead of buying the rule book. There's loads of good videos on YouTube about the lore. So if you're excited about the lore, yeah, and you want to pick an army based on what lore, then there are also loads of exciting YouTube videos to do with that as well. It's really about what your aim is. Do you want to just hang out and paint with your friends? Do you want to go to tournaments and play with your friends? Do you just want to play locally? Just want a hobby and something that's cool to do? You got to really understand what you want to achieve, really. And if it's you want to get into 40,000 and play games, leading towards tournaments, then there are loads of great YouTube videos for that. But like, understand what it is you want first before you buy anything. Because then you'll definitely always be buying the wrong thing. Because I like Chaos Space Marines. Okay, then you can just buy Chaos Space Marines. Like, if you've never played before, you're going to be terrible at the game. So that's fine. Okay, so then just find some models you like. Yeah, build them, paint them, and then play some games. Really easy. But don't think you have to fully paint them before you play the game. Because you don't. Okay? but also don't do what it does in the building instructions where it tells you to plastic glue them to the base, super glue them to the base so you can snap them off in the future. And also paint some models for my mental state. Okay, then the chillest thing, everything you've just said is very achievable. Get some models, paint them up, you'll be chill. According to the Twitters, I'm led to believe there's a right way and a wrong way. No, there isn't. There's just a what you want to do. You want to paint some models and go to your local game store? No stress, my friend. Buy some models. Definitely super glue them to your bases and do not plastic glue them to your bases so you can snap them off in the future when you learn to do stuff better. Does it look good? I don't know. I quite like the brown. I'm going to keep going with the brown. I've left the trim because I'm not sure what to do with the trim there. I hope that answered some of your questions. I know it hasn't answered all of your questions. It's an incredibly deep hobby. You've got loads of great stuff you can get into in the future. Just take your time. Definitely don't buy the books. So I mean this with love. You don't need to buy the books. There are loads of, there's a place called Warhapedia online where you can go and find the books, because that's just dollars that you're spending that will be out of date, and you might as well spend them on minis. Or you might as well spend them on renting a table at your local gaming store to play someone. Like, that's much better. Like, so I hope that helps you. Yeah, you can find all the rules for free on warhapedia.ru. Yeah, like, just don't buy the books. Like, buy minis. Also don't buy expensive clippers or stuff from Games Workshop. Like, there's some great YouTube videos just like on like what I should buy. Like, just get some cheap clippers online. Get this super glue. It's called Tamiya Extra Thin Cement. It's got a brush. It's incredibly better than you buying the Games Workshop stuff because it's got a brush you can apply it on with. What else have I got for new starters? Just find some local people, start chatting to them, say, I would like to do these things, understand your expectation, understand that tournament gamers are great people. Some people are going to tell you that competitive gamers are bad. Those are terrible people. Like, those people are terrible. Don't listen to them. Competitive gamers are the best gamers. They're super nice. They're super lovely. They just want everyone to be happy, pretty much. Expensive brushes, like it's like there's like all the myths, right? Expensive brushes aren't important. The paints you use pretty much aren't important if you're brand new. Like, just do a chill. If you're having fun, you're doing it right. Yes. Every day, say to yourself, most important piece of advice I've got for someone who's new, and my friend Joe says this all the time, it's your hobby. Have fun. Okay? Enjoy yourself. Right? That's what we've been trying to do more and more in the Honest Wargamer recently. Is just have fun, take the piss, have some laughs. Like, just enjoy ourselves, basically. As much as we can. I'll be honest with you, chat. I don't think I've done terrible on this guy, but I think I don't love it. I think I could have done maybe some better colours. I don't know. I don't know what everyone else is thinking. Maybe it'll all come together when we paint the whole thing at this stage. I actually really like the grey for the metal. That looks really quite good, actually. Like, you know, like on the leg paneling. That actually looks pretty nice. Like, there's just edge highlights in there. Like, it's like, it looks pretty fucking good. Like, I ain't gonna lie. So we'll see. I'll just keep going with it though. Like, I'm not giving up. Maybe it's this trim. I'm not sure what to do with the trim at the minute on that. Rob, with 10th Ed looming, what would you like to see from the new edition? I'm waiting to see what edition's like before jumping back into it. I'd just like to see it simpler. I think the setting is fantastic. I think the miniatures are glorious. You know, I think it's undeniable that the whole thing is just so very good. You know, it's they just don't have the trifecta. They just don't have the rules there. Like, and I'm not saying the rules are bad. Well, I am. I am saying the rules are bad. I'm like, you've got such a pervasively popular IP. Why you're not making it easier for people to play, I don't understand. You know, there are people like me, people in the chat, who are like, you know, I'm Wargamer who's been playing for a long time. I played more complicated rule sets. You know, and by simpler, I do not mean. By simpler I mean it. You can also have it be. You can also have it be still like you could like easy to master. Like they should be putting the work in, right? It should be easy to pick up and difficult to master, and they should be spending the time trying their hardest to make that something that they achieve. You know, and I know that they said on the recent Meta Watch, they're like, there are loads of units. I'm like, you chose for there to be that many units. Like, you're the one who gets to add that level of complexity. CP and CA systems are spin in the stratagems. I love the stratagems, like, in my opinion. I mean, Saga versus my son with AOS models is so much simpler to play. But simpler, I'm assuming, Dave, that you also think that simpler is also better? Well, I'm hoping that that's kind of where you're at. Because it feels like it is. Like you've got, all of our lives are busy. All of our lives are busy. We don't have the time for it to be so over the top and complicated, is my personal opinion. Yeah, he's got to do his beard. I think I might just do the trim in the brown as well. I think. I'm not sure. I actually quite like the complexity of 40k over Sigmar. I recently moved back to 40k from Sigmar 4 months ago. Again, obviously personal choice, right? Yeah. What do you like about stratagems, Rob? No, I would absolutely throw stratagems away. Sorry. When I read stratagems, I saw battle tactics. Sorry, I would bin stratagems. Sorry. I'd bin stratagems 100%. I hate them. I'm with you. Stratagems are terrible. Like, this is, in my opinion, the perfect game system is this. Yeah? You buy, you have an army, ogres. Yeah? You get some special bonuses for having an army that's all ogres, which, like, you know, you get some sort of special bonus which adds to the theme. You have some sub-factions, so one sub-faction makes the shooty ogres better, one sub-faction makes the fighty ogres better. Yeah, you do that, and then that adds to the theme again, where you're just like, oh, like, so then you've got ogres, cool, and then your ogres are differentiated in like a couple of different ways, which is super fun. And I would definitely make them move into power pairs. So like, ogres is an example, but if we're doing 40k, I would have there be like, you know, something that's geared towards like Terminators in one sub-faction, and then another one that's definitely geared towards like, I don't know, plasma or something. So you get like a bunch of plasma guns on a bunch of different weapons and stuff, and that's cool. And then I would just have all of the rules pretty much. I'd have a psychic tree 1, yeah, or I would have like some sort of stuff, because I think that's fine as well. I really do. I like the casting the powers, choosing your spell, get some spell cards. That's really cool as well. And then I'll just have all of the rules for your unit on your data sheet or your data card, and I think that's pretty much the perfect game system. Like, I think that's pretty much for army building. That's great, because then you can always strip back all of the stuff I just discussed, and you could just play with your friend. You could be like, okay, I've got my ogre who does this, and I've got my unit card. It tells me everything I need to do. I'm very happy. Like, off I go. And you don't, and that's your simple, super like stripped back version. And then the other version, I don't think is too complicated either. You know, I've got ogres. Oh, by the way, all ogres always get to like attack twice because they're ogres. And that's a stupid rule, obviously, but you know what I mean. Like, there you go. Like, I know that because they're ogres and they're hungry and they like eating. And then, oh, but I'm also playing this other type of ogre who loves guns, and they get like plus 3 inches to the range of their guns, and you're like, okay. Like, and then you play in the gun faction. That's it. If the Streamlined 10th, do you think will? Speaking of simple, Parabellum Conquest, the skirmish version is lovely. Yeah, everyone keeps telling me about this and says it's good. Like, everyone keeps saying that, but I'm not sure. I haven't played it, so I can't comment. Okay, we're pretty close. I think I'm going to do his hat again, so his helmet. So I'm going to go for it now. So we're going to use that grey again on his helmet here, and then I guess we're going to pick out the skull. I think. Oh my god, I saw nothing then. Sorry, chat. Yeah, you literally just described Conquest. Okay. It sounds interesting. I personally think that's the perfect system. The problem for Games Workshop and us as wargamers going forward, and this is in my opinion very true, is that what they're not trying to do is create the perfect. They're not trying to create the perfect game system for us. Do you know what I mean? They don't want us to have. They're not like, this is absolutely the one. This is the best way that we can have you playing with your toys. It would be perfect because then we would just buy lots of toys, right? That would be kind of the idea. All right, cool. They've nailed it for us. Now we can just buy all of our toys and we're happy. Yeah. Because obviously then they can't sell us a ton of books in the future, and they absolutely want to sell us as many books as they can. Like they need to sell us books. Like they have to. Yeah, Typhoid Tony in the chat with the same point. So as much as I think that maybe is the perfect system, and I really do think it is the perfect system, with alternating activations as well. Sorry, I should have thrown that in there. I really want to get my dream system going. Then, you know, that's brilliant, but they're not going to do it because they simply won't make as much money, which is a shame because they're meant to be a miniatures company, right? And they can still sell other books, but it's not going to happen because they're a miniatures company, all told. Alternating activations are mostly horrible. I like it. The helmet's gorgeous. Yeah, I think the helmet's good. I'm definitely going to do some gold trim on the helmet. I like alternating activations, personally. Like, and again, willing to hear other opinions, but I think it's quite. I think it's good. So there, and therefore I win the conversation. Now on Head Games, which was a model and book selling company. Well, now they are also an event, which I'm super excited about. The Open Series. Are they an event company? They're an event company if you're American. Please do remember that. Specifically, the books team won't have obvious KPIs to point to. They will probably make more money from selling miniatures. Yeah, just finish the white and green on the Hunters. Might play Winterleaf. Go for it. There's always a problem with flow of the game and activation spam. Okay, interesting. Games Workshop are a paint company. Oh my god, bold choice, but also true. They make shit tons from paint. Most importantly, what they aren't is just a miniatures company. It's a smokescreen, right? For everything that they create. Oh no, I've painted this and this was a mistake. It's too late now. That wasn't what I was meant to paint. I put some paint on my paintbrush and I painted his scabbard. Oh well. Fuck it. I fucked that up. Is it time to save it? Probably not. Can I thin it down enough to save it? No, maybe. Maybe, but probably not. Okay, I can just put another colour over the top at least. Okay, so it's not a total disaster, but not what I wanted. Which is a bit of a shame. The scabbard would have been cool to do a different colour. Okay, alright, well there we go. How long until games take most of their money from licensing? I don't know, man. I think whenever we have these conversations, I think one of the things that we all ignore is that the tactile nature of miniatures is just phenomenal. But then again, me and Rob, so Rob in the chat, who's wonderful and love Rob whole loads, me and Rob all 3D print a lot of our minis now. Like I'm excited about the upcoming Ogre release, which is a product from Games Workshop about a game system. Yet I immediately went and 3D printed, in my opinion, better miniatures because right now I think the Ogre miniatures they make are okay, but I wouldn't say they were brilliant. I went and printed some better miniatures that were cheaper also. That's an additional bonus, that they're cheaper and therefore more reliable. And then, you know, I'm going to play them. Probably won't get the book. It's very unlikely I'm going to buy the book. Mainly because I don't think I'd like to not support their book economy for a very specific reason as well. Their book economy right now is actually really poor. If they were doing like Lumineth Realm Lords is good, Daughters of Cain are good examples of what I'm talking about, or even the Skaven books are a good example. I really don't think that they do £30 worth of updates. I think how much that they're very much like we saw with Netflix and pirating in the past. Obviously, not that I pirate. Um, was when we had Netflix in the past, or before we had Netflix, companies weren't making quality products that we thought were worth paying for. But then Netflix came out, like you can stream everything, and then they were like, not only, and then other companies were like, whoa, if you make quality products, people want those quality products. What the hell? And so you end up with this, you ended up with really big companies, really big companies battling it out to make the best live stream stuff that they can and the best content. So we end up with Game of Thrones and Star Wars Andor and all that other stuff. So we as a consumer we don't discuss enough how much we as consumers massively benefited from the pirating of things like Pirate Bay and other stuff in the past. We ended up with better products. We ended up with better products because they realized that the consumer can get it as cheap as they want, and therefore they need to make it as good as they can, right? Fight last. Hey Robert and chat, I hope you're doing well. If a Gargant body slams my Maw Crusher, MK, I don't know what MK stands for, and it's going to fight last, does smashing and bashing overrule it? Smashing and bashing does overrule fight last, yes. Pocket sand. It's like the King of the Hill. We sell models and model accessories, books, paints, events. Yeah, alternate activation is cool to games, but not scales up. Okay, interesting, Pershaw. Yes, the final for House of the Dragon was pretty sick. Like, it's pretty cool. Like, I loved it. This guy's looking better, right? He's looking better and better, this guy. I think. We're at the stage where you're a hero, thanks. Yeah, no problem. But I agree, the wording may be important, so do read that. But yeah, smashing bashing generally overrides fight last. Okay, so I'm just going to pick out some buckles now. Let's pick out this buckle. I don't know what this is, so I'm just going to make that a buckle as well. Fuck it. Not sure what you are, so you're a buckle now, kid. Get with the program. Some more buckles. He's got like a little box that he's carrying with him. I'm going to make that a metallic box. Congratulations. There you go. You are also metallic. Well done to you. We're not far off now. I don't like the trim. I still want to change the trim on his shoulder pads, but I'm not sure what to do with that. If you're paying Gargants, though, just pick one up and yeet it. It's a strat invented by Ruff. Yeah, it's if it says fight after all other than no, there you go. The guys in the chat will get you back. Dutch the Strong. I hope that helps you. Okay, I'm going to pick out. I'm going to Nazdrake yellow the skull and some other bits at the top on his helmet, which is good. I'm pretty certain. Well, we're not far off, right? Like, he's not far off done. We've got to do his beard. Let's do his beard. That'll make us feel a little bit better. Like, he's got a little bit more done on him. We're going to do black in his beard. He's going to be a black beard. Arr! Arr! Where is my... that dark colour? That dark colour? The bleak colour. There it is. Want to look at building a cheap Gargant army? Are the Kings of War Giants a good option? No, they're not. They're too small. Digby. If you want a cheaper one, then why don't you try Etsy for some of the 3D printed Gargants that exist? If you want, the Etsy will do you right, basically. I'm not saying that they're the cheapest, but it's cheaper. We want a proper Blackbeard. Okay, interesting. Okay, there we go. He's got a frilly little ruff as well that I need to paint. That's going to be a nightmare to get to. Okay, so there's his little black beard. We'll do another coat of that in a minute once it settles. Yeah, let's get this blue back. Where is it? Azerman blue? Azerman blue! A lot of sellers have a huge markup. 3D printing isn't that easy to do for other people. I think it's okay to do for yourself, but I think you really would have to be working at some sort of scale and maybe doing it as full-time work to kind of convince yourself that maybe it's worth doing for others. So I kind of get where these Etsy lads are at. Basically, like they, oh my god, I say basically so much. I need to shut the fuck up. They do. I would say it's not the easiest, having produced some stuff for some people in the past. It's just taking them off the supports and stuff. No one really recognises how much time that takes. There we go. Got the ruffle. We got the ruffle. Head. Sorry. Hello, Valerie. Hello. When it gets to 1,000 days, that's when you win. 2 sets. The people who seem to do well with 3D business seem to be the game aid sellers. Yeah, I think also like people don't necessarily like value it. I'm not sure. Like, so I think Games Workshop never got out of business because it's just very easy to go in and pick up a box and off you go. You got to go trust those people. What do we need now? Where are we? We're close. We're really close. He needs a mustache. Oh my god, that's going to be difficult. Okay, I'll try not to get the head in. Can you see? Hold on. Let's just do it closer, and then let's focus. Because I don't think you... There we go. Oh my god. Okay. There we go. He's got a mustache. Okay, mustache you a question. If you're saying you're not going to print a Gits army for Rob, no. I mean, Gits actually... what's interesting about Gits is you can print shit tons of Gits on a resin printer, but then you have to individually pick each Git out of its supports. So the time actually goes up, not down. Whereas Ogres, it depends on the sculpt as well. Really depends on the sculpt. Some come off the support super easy, and some are very complicated. And that's the biggest problem, is that that's the big problem with some elements of it. It really depends on what the sculpt is, basically. Okay, right now we'll just make his weapon be steel as well. That saves us all time as well. There we go. Your weapon is now steel. Congratulations. Okay. He's got a bit of a halberd, not halberd, whatever this is called. We just got to work out what the cross thing is going to be here. It's got to be gold, right? This bit's got to be gold. His actual, I don't know what that bit's called. I do know what it's called. Is it called a cuirass? No, that's the armor piece. The top of his blade that holds the blade in. I know the top of the bit is called the tang. Is it called a basket? I think it might be a basket. Crossguard, thank you. I'm playing with my 3D printed elemental Sons of Behemoth tonight versus 3D printed polar bears, Magmadroths. Like, listen, I think they're going to lose a lot of money. I'm with you on that. I think in the future, they just don't get a lot of money out of a lot of people. Or maybe it becomes that when new people get into it. And they buy all their stuff, and then eventually they start going into 3D printing. Not really sure, but I'm not sure what the answer is. A mate bought an awesome 3D printed Gargant. It's nice. His army has different poses too. I mean, there's that as well, right? You just get also in a game where, I'm not saying everyone wants to stand out in the crowd, but sometimes you want to stand out. Sometimes you want to be like, I want to stand out for, in my community. Bros, I think he's looking okay. I just got to do something about that trim. That trim's triggering the crap out of me, so I'm going to also just paint this our leather colour, because screw it. There we go. He's a good ogre, right? Not bad. How long are we doing this now? 2 hours? Like, I don't hate that for 2 hours. Where's the focus point? There we go. I don't hate that. Just some little bits need doing, definitely. Definitely need some additional. I'm going to paint the bottom of his booties, and just do the bottom there. Oh no, a bit too much. There will always be, however, a couple of people aren't going to get into printing due to time constraints. Personally, I think it's cool, but with various hobbies, I don't have any more time. Yeah, like, and it is involved enough. It is involved enough. Like, I completely recognise that. I never ever say like that. Whenever as anyone's ever asked about me, I think anyone who's like it's going to kill Games Workshop is just an asinine, right? Like, and it's not the purpose, because some people use it as like as an attack, right? They're like, haha, fuck Games Workshop, a 3D print. But like, I'm like, no, they're just cooler. People tuning into the show right now are like, that's a cool model. I'm like, yeah, it's a 3D print model. Like, it's cool. Like, they're just cool designs. They're cool things that exist, and I like that. He looks great. I'm actually really chuffed with him. He's gone really well. I think they could. I'm going to add some. Let's do that now, actually. Why don't I take the brown off the Conquistador and go back and reference this on this model and use that for the stitching on this little guy. Yeah, okay. Nice. Don't fuck it up, Rob. Don't fuck it up, Rob. There you go. Good lad. Easy. Fucking nightmare. Nearly fucked it up. Alright, no one will see that. It's fine. It's space constraints that limit it for me. Yeah, like, you can't just start selling STLs, they'll never do that. They lose a lot of cost, more production cardboard. Like, I just don't think it ever happens. I think you're talking about like 20, 40 business practices by a company that still runs itself like it's in the 1980s. It absolutely, like maybe the 1990s. Maybe they're at like 1990s level corporation at the moment. But there's no way that they have the mental like acuity to do that. Like, as a company, like, it's just not where they're at. They stopped selling digital books last year. Like, do we think that they're going to sell digital products in the future? Like, my old man's self gets angry whenever I see someone paint without magnifying glasses. You got a lot of nerve showing off like that. It was just fluke, I promise you. I love your 3D printed elemental army, Rob. It looks great. It's really cool. No, let me just get that a little bit more. Hold on. Nearly there. Oh, you guys can see? Yeah. There we go. Oh. Okay. He's great. I've done a good job on him. He's very nice. You understand way more just because you've done it so much, even though it's easy. That's also true. I've learned lots more about painting generally, and I've also spoken about painting more. It's not just been something I've ignored. Like, because it's been easier for me to do, I've been willing to learn more, which I think is true of everyone. Everyone has that thing where someone starts explaining something and you like tune out. Like, we all have that. You know, some people like it about focal points on cameras. You know, but you know, you gotta push yourself, right? Like, I'm one of those people that's always struggled. If you're not good at something straight away, you're like, fuck. So it happens to all of us. Okay, I just wanted his sash to be a bit redder. I think it was a bit dull. So his cloak's actually gone okay now. Initially, I was a bit upset with the cloak, but actually, I think the cloak looks pretty good. Like, to be honest. Like, if I divorced my wife and moved into my own place, I'd probably have a 3D printer. But if Hollywood has taught me anything, I don't want my daughter to end up a stripper. Maybe. Yeah, like I recognize it's not something everyone can do. Like, and yeah, sure, I'm super fortunate not only to own one, right, which is obviously fantastic, like super fortunate along those lines. Like, honestly, if it like, I don't think I'd be able to be in the hobby. Like, I don't do well enough yet as a content creator. Yet, plan to, but yet as a content creator, that I think, do you know what? I definitely can just buy all those armies, and also I'm never going to take the free stuff from Games Workshop. So, like, you know, if you're like those content creators who are doing crowdfunds to get their armies together, which they already got all the miniatures free from Games Workshop, are bold as a choice. Like, you know, they get all the books for free, they got all the miniatures for free already, but obviously, in order to stay independent and just be myself, I've obviously made that. I've elected not to take any free content from Games Workshop, which is something I'm happy about, because I also get to be on the other end of the conversation, which is always super fun. I like being excited when everyone else is excited, and I've said that before. Bros, we're nearly there. We got to do the trim on the head. Oh no, nightmare. Okay, let's go. It's a business expense for you though, right? Yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right. It's a business expense. But also, I don't know. It's cool. I've also got the space though, right? Got the space, and I've also got the time. I feel very fortunate. And I'm never going to look that down. Yeah, I was gonna do more to the beard. I was just letting it dry. Okay, let's pick out some detail on. Can you guys see? Yeah, on the helmet. So let's do that. Nightmare fuel. And whenever the subject comes up about 3D printing, you know, I know it just puts people off, but I think it's about, again, it's the diversity of choice. It's not about the cost, although the cost is super important to me and many other people, but it's about the diversity of choice as well. I printed some Zangor the other day, as I discussed. So I printed 50 Zangor, okay? From Games Workshop, that would have cost, I did the math, £180. It cost me £12 to 3D print them. Like, that price point differential is just not something I have the luxury of disengaging from. It's a significant portion of money. It's pretty much all of the money, right? Like, and so I can't disengage from it, and so I won't disengage from it. I'll just be like, look, you know, here we go. Let's go talk about it. We've got to get involved in it because it's the future. I think that's going to be true for lots of people. Not bad on the helmet. Not bad. I assume you don't take the free stuff as they expect some sort of positive or at least non-negative reviews. I honestly don't think that's true. I think there's a lot of people, like, right now we've seen that Dana Howe, Goobertown, and Ninjon have been hired or are in consultation with Army Painter. I don't know if everyone saw that, to discuss free things, right? And I don't think anyone who's a playtester or gets free stuff from Games Workshop is automatically a shill or is automatically like going to only give them a positive review. I don't think that's the case. But I do think having any level of relationship along that line is, from an external point of view, going to make it difficult for me as an external person. Like, I think that there's loads of great people with loads of integrity who sign these NDAs and be part of any process, and it's great that they're a part of it. And I mean that wholeheartedly. I do. Like, but everyone has a bias. Like, and then that's a bias that I'm always conscious of. Even if it's not accurate, it's just I'm conscious of it, right? Like, that's it. That's why I will never buy another Games Workshop model. I have to buy 3D print for a month. It just seems a bit crazy now. Hello, Butt Viking. It does seem a bit crazy, right? Like, the price is crazy. Okay, I'm super chuffed with these. I just need to deal with that trim. The trim's getting me. That's all I'm going to say. And he's got some jewels. If you see, he's got a jewel here. and a jewel on his ring. I'm just going to do the trim brown. I'm just going to just fuck it off because it's stressing me out. I'm not leaving it white. I don't like it. A bit of Eldari Emerald would look lovely. Eldari Emerald. Eldari Emerald. Do I have that? Croxigor, Krandos, Hexwraith, Striking Scorpion, Eldari Emerald. Okay, let's try that out. Okay, let's do this. Let's get this gone because I'm unhappy with it. There we go. Oh, that's better. That was stressing me out. I did not like that. Oh no. It's more about perception. Creators can say their opinions their own, but people seem to assume otherwise, and that everyone is sure that has an endorsement. I agree, and I think at certain points in my life I've been part of that conversation. So like, here's me being an adult and saying, I don't think that's true. I think they're working professionals who have a relationship, who are conscious of sometimes what they say, and sometimes they might be conscious because of how they think that may affect their business relationships in the future. Maybe, right? But maybe they also just think what they think, and that's how it works, right? And like the insinuation, I guess, which is an insinuation I've made in the past, is sometimes a little unfair, right? That's fair to say. Okay, but it's just about perception. It's one of those things you have to be really conscious of. And there are a bunch of creators who I'm like, straight up, I'm like, yeah, I think they can do a good job. So I don't question when they say that they like a thing or don't like a thing. I'm just like, cool. Like I just trust them and believe them, and I just move on with my life. So it's really about picking who you like and who you trust and what you want, right? That's what it's about. I just don't do it for me because I just don't really want it to fuck around with my brain. I'm like, I just want to live my life, talk about what I think is important or not important, and never be no gods, no masters. The Honest Wargamer. No gods, no masters. That's us. Is this Robert Warhammer, the inventor of Slapchop painting methods? I mean, if you then buy it and it's shit, you then don't trust them, so they have to some kind of element of non-bias in there. Yeah, it's kind of the point, right? Like, yeah. Right? Oh my god, Eldari Emerald is great. Oh my god, this is so small. How do you paint stuff this close? This is ludicrous. People are expecting ludicrous results from this. Okay. This is a cool colour. Eldari Emerald. Let's go. Okay, that looks pretty swish. No gods, no masters, no bosses, no landlords. You got it, baby. We should make that a t-shirt. And then let's just... I don't fucking know what to do this last bit at the back. Just do a bit of brown, add a bit of grey. Bang that in there. Just because we fucked that up earlier, but fuck it, let's just do it. And, ladies and gentlemen, we've got to add a little bit more black to his beard. I don't think the lads have done too bad here, in my personal opinion. We have spent 2.5 hours, which is a long time, sure, and we painted 2 minis. And I don't think they look terrible at all. Like, in my personal opinion, I think, it would be good if they're in focus, Rob. Come on. Like, there you go. Like, I don't think too bad. What do you think? I mean, I think the skin looks lovely on this guy. I think overall, not bad at all. Still not sure about the Conquistador. He's just busy now, right? Like, there's a lot happening on that. Maybe it's just busy. Maybe I don't like the busyness of it. Maybe I just prefer simple models. I'm not sure. But feel like everything reads. He's got a sash. I think the grey did well. Like, look at the the steel. I think the steel looked really good behind the gold. Like, obviously you see the gold. Who makes Ogor? These are from Titan Forge. Uh, uh, looks great to me. Battle ready, baby. Yeah, thank you. I mean, if you then, yeah. Considering it's taking me like 16 hours for one tiny Votan mini, I think the results for 2.5 hours are fantastic. Appreciate that a lot. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. Like, you know, that's kind of how it works. So good. There we go. I hope everyone enjoyed today.